stupid? The banana song from Donkey Kong 64. Listen, I'm not mentally stunted. I don't know what you're referencing, stupid. No one understands your memes because they're dumb. They're for dumb children, mouth juniors, you fucking morons.
You're a kid, Mom. Stole that shit.
I want banana, tasty banana. Put it in your mouth and squeeze. Put it in your mouth and squeeze. I want banana, tasty banana. Put it in your mouth and squeeze. Put it in your mouth and squeeze. Comes in Dano. Listen, I'm mentally stunted. It comes in Dano.
Hyperfixated, autistic.
It comes in Dano. I don't know what you're referencing, stupid. It comes in Dano. Dano, what do bananas have to do with Dano? I'm up here.
You're down here. I can't hear you. You're below me. Cause I'm not on your level.
It comes in Dano. 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 Listen, I'm mentally stunted. It comes in Dano.
Hyperfixated, autistic.
It comes in Dano. I don't know what you're referencing, stupid. It comes in Dano. Dano, what do bananas have to do with Dano? I want banana, tasty banana. Put it in your mouth and squeeze. Put it in your mouth and squeeze. I want banana, tasty banana. Put it in your mouth and squeeze. Put it in your mouth and squeeze. Comes in Dano. Listen, I'm mentally stunted. It comes in Dano.
Hyperfixated, autistic.
It comes in Dano. I don't know what you're referencing, stupid. It comes in Dano. Dano, what do bananas have to do with Dano? It comes in Dano. Listen, I'm mentally stunted. It comes in Dano.
Hyperfixated, autistic.
It comes in Dano. I don't know what you're referencing, stupid. It comes in Dano. Dano, what do bananas have to do with Dano? It comes in Dano. It comes in Dano. It comes in Dano. It comes in Dano.
I have a legacy. I put in the work after all this time. I'm known for a jerk. And if you have a membership, I'll give you a perk. Money, 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 money. We're here for money, 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 money. I was a pioneer of making commentary. I was right up to the top. Despite my adversaries, I'm never gonna stop, quite the contrary. When you're the best, you outlast the rest. I outlasted those motherfuckers. But now it's time to put on a vest, right?
3, 2, 1, go!
Status quo is not the way to go. Status quo is not the way to go. I am the lucky one. People watch my streams to see if I fail and then try to strike my channel, but to no avail. No matter what they do, I always will prevail. This is how you don't play. How about DSP tries it? The fact I'm still around, I know the trolls are spies. You'll miss me when I'm gone. I know you can't deny it. When you're the best, you outlast the rest. I outlasted those motherfuckers. But now it's time to put on a vest, right?
3, 2, 1, go!
Status quo is not the way to go. Ha, ha. Status quo is not the way to go. You know, only I am the exception to the rule. And so, sadly, the innovators get left in the dust. It's only those who break the records who really get remembered. So I don't think I will be remembered. If anything, you know, it'll be my body of work that speaks for me, you know, one day when I'm gone. And hopefully my body of work will be on the internet forever, but we certainly don't know how long YouTube's gonna last. So who fucking knows, right? When you're the best, you outlast the rest. I outlasted those motherfuckers. But now it's time to put on a vest, right? 3, 2, 1, go!
Well, I believed you.
You guys like pizza? I know I do. I love pizza. I'm Italian. I'm disappointed that since I moved out here to the West Coast, there is not a real authentic East Coast Italian style pizza out here. Would you like to have a pizza party with me? Mamma mia! Make it a pizza pie! Pizza pie! Felipe! Pizza pie! Turn on the ovens, mozzarella, and delicious. Take it $1, roll it out, toss in the air. Pizza pie, make it a pizza pie. Pizza pie, Felipe. Pizza pie, pizza pie, delicious. Pizza pie, pizza pie, pizza pie. Turn on the ovens. Salvano cheese, Salvano greasy shit, crazy meat. Weird sauce. The sauce has these big chunks of tomato that are very well seasoned, that are really good. Turn on the ovens and burn all the pizzas. Mamma mia! Make it a pizza pie! Pizza pie! Felipe! Pizza pie! Turn on the ovens. Mozzarella! And delicious! Take it $1, roll it out, toss in the air. Pizza pie! Make it a pizza pie! Greasy shit. Pizza pie! Felipe, pizza pie, weird sauce, pizza pie, delicious, pizza pie, pizza pie, pizza pie, mamma mia, make it a pizza pie, pizza pie, Felipe, pizza pie, turn on the ovens, mozzarella, and delicious, take it $1, roll it out, toss in the air, pizza pie, make it a pizza pie. Greasy shit, pizza pie, Felipe, pizza pie, cheese, pizza pie, delicious, pizza pie, weird sauce, pizza pie, crazy meat, pizza pie, turn on the ovens. Now on to the more exotic seasonings. These seasonings are catered more towards Italians. If you're not Italian, you don't like these kind of seasonings, you don't have to use them, but I'm Italian and I love it. I'm going to persevere. I'm going to punch through the boundaries. I'm going to become, that person that they say I can't be. And I'm going to be successful no matter what. But even though I have done that, there's still this back here. This song. In the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind. Trying to hit this beat on time. Keep my eyes wide open, looking on the horizon. I'm putting my time in. Digging up this mine, searching for a cherry diamond, looking for these nuggets of truth. I need to find them, but until then, I'll carry on grinding. 1 year older, alcoholic former. I can feel the dark side getting colder. I made a deal with the devil on my shoulder. All I can do to keep the demons in the corner. Give my pig a fish, feed him for a day, but don't take away his bottle of Tanqueray. 1 more drop, and we'll be okay. Or maybe I should save it for a rainy day. Take another trip down to Total Wine. Pour another drink in my cup. Drink it all down. So the bottom line, all this money, it'll never be enough. Now I think I'm feeling fine. So I polish this rhyme like a diamond in the rough. Try to free my mind, put my nose to the grind, put my pen to the paper when things get tough. Don't believe in the lies of he, cause I'm a super blind man, but I still see the blackest eyes, like a black-eyed pea. Words crystallize as I'm flowing on the beat. Look into the water at my reflection. 5'12" with a mayonnaise complexion. Drink some whale tail from my depression. Captain Ahab on a ship with no direction. I am a man sitting on an island alone with 2 gin bottles and a microphone. Writing my message on a scroll and throw it into the Dents sea like a skipping stone. Spinning in this vortex unknown. Riding on a whale until I'm home. It's not that deep, but don't look below, cause before you know it, you'll get caught in the undertow. Take another trip down to Total Wine. Pour another drink in my cup. Drink it all down to the bottom line. All this money, it'll never be enough. Now I think I'm feeling fine, so I polish this rhyme like a diamond in the rough. Try to free my mind, put my nose to the grind, put my pen to the paper when things get tough. Cat played a lot of Skyrim, and it was good. It was fun. We chilled. We had a good time. You know, we didn't have any money to do anything really. You know, it would be great if we had money. We would have stayed out and done more stuff. We didn't have any fucking money.
Let me take you down to Whiterun. Let me in your sweet rose, you know I like 'em. I cast a spell and make you go and clean the bathroom. Cause when it's only you and I, we don't wanna go outside when we can go and take a ride down to Whiterun. Let me in your sweet rose, you know I like 'em. I cast a spell and make you go and clean the bathroom. Cause when it's only you and I, we don't wanna go outside when we can go and take a ride down to Whiterun. She be on the Skyrim while I stream and beg. Crispy 60 frames on a Series S. I mean Series X. No wait, Series S. I lost so fucking much I can't remember what I get. I got them spells, oh, I got that alteration. I trick a dent into giving up his entire pension. A little scratch for cat, yeah, you can feel the tension. I know a makeup glitch that probably needs her full attention. Come on baby, we can go on down to Whiterun. Take off that tablecloth and I'll show you my Skyrim. You can beat a mount, I'll climb aboard and ride ya. Fuck it if Jasper dies, you know it's time to take a ride back down to Whiterun. Let me in your sweet rose, you know I like 'em. I cast a spell and make you go and clean the bathroom. Cause when it's only you and I, we don't wanna go outside when we can go and take a ride down to Whiterun. Let me in your sweet rose, you know I like 'em. I cast a spell and make you go and clean the bathroom. Cause when it's only you and I, we don't wanna go outside when we can go and take a ride down to Whiterun.
I don't wanna clean, I wanna play some Skyrim. No groceries, get me to the Highlands. This fucking bum took me to Dundoko Island, but I shouldn't be surprised, he's lazy like I am. I just wanna cast a spell and do a side quest. I just wanna get divorced and get my life back. Take me to your island and I'll get a flight back. Touch me and I might snap, Jenna's gonna like that. Power wash simulator. Jasper puked again, but I'll just clean that shit up later. Power wash, baby. I just finished the game, so I'ma go back in my lane and go to Whiterun.
Let me in your sweet rose, you know I like 'em. I cast a spell and make you go and clean the bathroom. Cause when it's only you and I, we don't wanna go outside when we can go and take a ride down to Whiterun. Let me in your sweet rose, you know I like 'em. I cast a spell and make you go and clean the bathroom. Cause when it's only you and I, we don't wanna go outside when we can go and take a ride down to Whiterun.
I'm not Asian, damn it.
What the? There's a black van.
Can I see your driver's license, sir?
I don't have one right now.
Dispatch, we have a collision near Renton between two black suspects.
Huh? No, I'm not black, honestly. I can prove it. Cat, come out here. I need you to tell these cops who I am.
Allahu Akbar.
You're under arrest.
Look at that! She's huge!
Hell!
I've never run into this thing before. What is it, a money creature? Yeah, look, it's a money creature. It just throws money around. What the hell was that?
I'm donating to help Duty pay his taxes and answer the whale call. The disability check cleared this month and I feel reflective glory from my wheelchair when Duty streams saves the business. Index pointing up emoji. Index pointing up emoji. Index pointing up emoji.
I need that money. I really do. I need.
I'm
that
gonna
money.
let some of these play out. I see we got some early momentum. Thank you.
I need that money. I really do. I need that money.
All right, let me play these out and then I'll shout them
Play
out.
Italian life, big bro. I missed it.
All right, brother. All right, so first of all, I want to give a big shout out to Ultimate. Thank you for the money creature. Yes, this will help Duty pay off the taxes this year. Much appreciated. Thank you for the early momentum. I do appreciate that. And then, of course, let's see who else. We got another one for $7.99, I believe, Australian. Big ups to egg-shaped high-end YouTuber. Whoa, buddy! That's right. We're gonna actually talk about Kino Casino a little bit today because you know, I decided to jump into the fray, and it looks like there were a couple updates regarding Kino Casino and their channel and so on. So definitely we'll talk about that a little bit. But of course, today we're here for one thing, and that's to celebrate the anniversary of DSP cheating the IRS. Yes, that's right. So many anniversaries in April. And I think next week, the 21st, we're going to celebrate another anniversary. Does anyone remember what happened in April 21st, 2021? Does anyone know what anniversary we'll be celebrating there? It was a big one. It was a big one, folks. If you don't know, I'll let you know. It was the anniversary of the partnering of a DSP from Twitch. That's right. DSP from Twitch. Twitch decided they didn't want that. Oh, coincidence. Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos here chatted. That's right. He made the decision to boot Phil off the platform. That's actually next week, by the way.
Blue collar Phil.
Yes.
I am training for my OSHA 30.
Awesome. Big ups, brother. Big ups. You do it, brother. That's right. It's awesome when you got a trade, man. Trade workers are the heart of this economy, brother. That's right. And I always tell people, man, if you don't want to go to college, pick up a trade. There's plenty of money to be made in
everyone.
Trades. Thank you, brother. Let's see here. And then Wayne, thank you, brother, for the $1.99. Play Italian Live, bro. I miss it. I'll play it at the end of the stream, okay? That'll be what we exit the stream out of. All right, brother. Just remind me, promise me, okay? And promise to remind me, and I'll definitely play for you, brother. And then, of course, we got Wayne, did you do it twice? I think Wayne gave me two. No. Okay, no. All right, there you go. It's getting mixed up. And then Wayne. Okay, Wayne dropped another 199. Blue collar Phil. I'm training for my OSHA 30. Big ups, brother. Big ups. We'll be praying for you, man. Hopefully it'll go well for you, man. And then, of course, Skybomb dropping being a member for 15 months. Thank you, brother. You've been there since the very beginning. Hey, everyone. Hey, what's up? That's right. And, of course, let me start off by wishing everyone a happy American-style tax day. That's right. This is a great, glorious day. This is when people go out of their way to try to find ways to scam the IRS and, cut back how much tax money they owe, or to try to get try to get some money back from the IRS. So hopefully you were in that second category where you actually got a return. I'll be praying for you. I actually did get a return. That's right. I haven't gotten a return in quite a while, but the IRS did owe me a little bit of money. It wasn't a lot, but it was something. It's better than owing. I mean, definitely better than fucking owing. And I'm pretty happy. I'm glad it's over with. I'm done and over with tax season. My next payment is scheduled for April 16th is when I'll be making my quarterly payments for 2026. And it's business as usual. I'm not. Excessive taxation is theft. I'm not. I understand we have to pay taxes for certain things. To help the poor, to help the elderly. To fund our military. I get that. Excessive taxes is ridiculous. Yes, I agree with that. And again, I told you guys I'm big on the sales tax. We need a national sales tax. Do away with all this bullshit with federal and state taxes and just have one national sales tax. And that will save the United States or save the business, definitely. All right, so let's see here. And then Wayne again with the $4.99, brother. They pumping out all the support. Thank you.
I need that money to pay my bills.
I am having my first kid in a couple months.
Wow,
How do I get
congratulations.
my Trump kid credit?
You don't.
It was $1,500.
You don't. I don't think you do. You don't qualify. I think your child has to be born in 2025. You might get it next year, though. If you have someone that prepares your taxes, they should be able to do it for you. I mean, if you prepare your own taxes, I would recommend H&R Block. That's what I use. I use the H&R Block software. I use the business style one, which is like $100, but it's worth it. It's worth it. So that's the one I use to file my taxes. I've never had a problem, and I did remember seeing the whole Trump tax credit for children there. They did ask me, and I didn't qualify because I just didn't qualify. So my children were born, and damn, that's too late, brother. That's too late. They're adults. I mean, I guess. I guess I'm kind of lucky. I do still get to claim my one daughter because she is dependent, because she is disabled. So they treat her as a child. So I get lucky there. I get some tax breaks there, which are very nice. So anyone else? Did anyone else get a nice return? Did anyone owe money? It sucks when you owe money, man. Ugh, it's the worst feeling. And again, Wayne, thank you, brother, for the $4.99, man. I appreciate it. And thank you all for the early momentum. It's much appreciated. I actually owed the state money. That was some crazy shit. I owed the state money. I never owe fucking Florida money, but this year I had to owe money. It wasn't a lot. It was like $150. So I had to pay them $150. So that was annoying. So pretty much I broke even with my taxes this year, which is fine by me. I don't really give a shit. He can't think for it. See, I didn't have to owe this year. Like I usually, man, it sucks when you have to pay taxes. It's not a good feeling.
I thought was given us $1,500 to have kids under him.
Yeah, but you have to have the kid. Did you have the kid yet? The child has to be born in the tax season, in the tax season that you're claiming for. So unless your child was born in 2025, I don't think you get the credit. I'm pretty sure you don't. I might be wrong. I don't know. I'm not the biggest tax expert. 12,000 in a return. That's what you got? You got 12K? Wow, that's amazing. I actually got most. You got 5K. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, this year they said that the way the taxes were structured, you actually got back money. So I got back a little bit of money. It wasn't a lot. It was like, I don't know, a couple $100. It wasn't a lot, but like I said, it's better than paying taxes. Because of the overtime write-off, I got a decent return. Yeah, that was definitely it. You can write off overtime. You could also write off tips. So if you're in that industry, it's good for you. Big ups, man. That's right. I know a lot of people bitched about the Trump tax cuts or whatever, but I think it did help out. It helped out a lot of people this year. Let's see if they make them permanent, which I doubt. They never make these taxes permanent, but we'll see. Got a nice check, so I'm happy. Good. Everyone thanked Donald Trump. That's right. Everyone shits on Donald Trump when he does stupid stuff, which you should. But when he does something right, you should give him a round of applause. That's right. Big ups. I'm big on low taxes. Shit. The lower the better. But I do understand that we do have to pay taxes. Now, speaking of taxes, this is why we're here, folks. We're here to discuss the disgusting behavior of DSP. That's right. DSP, in one of his most infamous moves on the internet, one of his most scummiest things out there, regardless of how you feel about taxes. I mean, I understand no one likes to pay taxes, but still, it's most people have a law they hate, right? Most people in this country, there's one law, at least one law or multiple laws that you hate, right? But they're laws, and you should follow them accordingly, right? I mean, if you want change, you vote, unlike DSP, which he doesn't vote. You vote. You rally people to your cause, and you try to make change in the legislation, and But DSP doesn't do any of that. What he decided to do was to scam the IRS. And like I always say, folks, there are a couple organizations you just don't scam. You don't scam the mafia, and you don't scam the IRS. Those are two organizations, and Yakuza. Don't fuck with Yakuza, but Yakuza's kind of like the mafia. So, 3 organizations. So, again, brother, just pay your taxes, man. Just pay your fucking taxes. If Phil scammed the IRS, why he's not in jail? Well, he's not in jail because, jail is I mean, most people don't go. I mean, you have to be a repeat offender for them to go to jail. And, you have to pay your taxes or get on a payment plan, which DSP did. So DSP did do that. He did, let's be fair. He did pay for a lawyer. He did get, he had to scam his mom, though. Let's not forget. He scammed his mom out of $4K so that he can get on a payment plan. So let's keep it, let's keep it legit. So that's why he's not in jail.
I hate taxes more. Phil hates servant style people.
Yeah. Excuse me. Wayne, again, thank you, brother, for the 190. Yeah, I'm not a fan of taxes either, man. But I understand it's a bit of a necessary evil. I'm not a fan of progressive taxes. That's what I don't like. I don't like progressive taxes.
What is that? A money creature?
A money creature.
Money with wings emoji. Round.
Ultimate, thank you, brother, for the 199, man. Much appreciated. And again, thank you for all the early momentum. Do I have some subscriptions to give? Some memberships? Let me see. I think I might have some membership. No, I gave all the memberships away. Okay. Duty want his taxes to go to Israel. No, I don't want my taxes to go anywhere. I want my taxes to stay in my pocket. But again, I'm not one of those people that I don't mind spending on necessities. Like, I know we need roads. I know that we need, infrastructure. I get that, and I know that, there are legitimate people in this country that need assistance, disabled people, elderly people. I get that. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those people that don't want to pay up my fair share. But again, fair share. I get hosed. I get fucking hosed with taxes. My God. My taxes are like, my overall taxes, I think I pay about 35% in taxes. That's federal. I'm luckily I live in Florida, where the tax burden there in Florida isn't bad. Like, my property taxes aren't bad. There's no state income tax. So there's nothing. There's not even a business tax for me that I got to pay. That's very lovely. I do appreciate that. We had roads long before. Oh, yeah, I know, but you still got to maintain the roads, man. Still got to maintain the roads. Anyway, all right. So we are here to discuss DSP, and one of his multi scams. That's right. This one was a big one because this one, he wasn't simply just scamming his mother. He wasn't scamming his dents. He was scamming the federal government. That's right. And let's not forget, not only did he scam the federal government, but he actually lied. He lied on he lied on bankruptcy forms as well. Man, Phil just couldn't help himself. He went on a streak. And he got lucky. He did get lucky. I think he got lucky that it was during COVID. I think if he would have filed bankruptcy and did all this shit before, when it wasn't COVID, you know, it was normal, I think he would have really gotten fucked. He may have spent some time in jail for his actions. But you know, he's just one of those people that get lucky, man. He does. He has like 9 lives. So anyway, we can only deal with what we have in front of us, right? So today we will focus and look at how DSP actually scammed the IRS, and we're going to watch a couple videos, a couple clips of him telling everyone how he scammed the IRS. So we're going to watch that, and then of course we're going to watch a couple clips where, you know, he's begging his dents for money. We do have a clip from the marathon, one of the few marathons he did, which were just terrible. It was sad. It was some sad shit to watch. And yeah, we got some clips to watch. So let's watch it. And again, today is tax day. So if you're here watching my content, I appreciate it. But please make sure that if you have to mail out tax forms or do whatever, make sure to do that shit today. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't forget. Make sure to pay all your shit. Make sure to sign your forms. Do that today. All right? We don't want the IRS coming after you. All right, okay. Let me find my videos because I think I saved them.
That money, I really do. I need that money.
I saved them in my watch list. Where are they?
rockw/@DudaStreams on the Dead Homies.
Wait, what's up, brother? Again, thank you, brother, for the $1.99. Yes, that's right. I agree. I agree with that, Steve. All right, hold on. Let me find the. Here, I think I have it for watch later. Okay, here we got a couple videos here. I think this is the one that I want to watch. The first one I want to watch. Is it this one? From Vault Boy. Okay, first of all, let's watch this one. It's a nice little summary, and I think I want to watch a few other ones. So shout out to Vault Boy. That's right, one of the original detractors. I think he's still doing content, Vault Boy. So shout out to Vault Boy. But this is his clip here. You know what? Hold on. Before I do that, let me go to DSP. Taxes. Is that the one? Taxes. Let's see here. Hold on. Is this the one that I want to watch, Mighty D? Yeah, I think. Let me watch this one. I want to watch Mighty D's video. Shout out to Mighty D, who's still pumping out that content. Let's watch Mighty D's video. All right, come on. Let's watch it.
Outside.
All right, first of all, this is Mighty D. Shout out to Mighty D. This is his clip. This was posted about 8 years ago, and this was during the podcast. Well, before it was a podcast, it was the pre-stream show where DSP admitted to scamming the IRS. And of course, he starts with the the small violin. We're gonna watch this clip, and then I want to watch another clip. I'm trying to find it, where he blames, of course, the lawyer. He blamed the tax guy in Connecticut. He was the reason why he didn't appropriately pay his taxes, which of course was a lie.
Oh! Welcome to the show.
This year, if you guys aren't aware, is my 10-year anniversary of being a content creator on the internet. 10 years that every single day I've been putting out new gameplay content, vlogging, all kinds of fun stuff for you guys on the internet. And being that it is the 10-year anniversary, I have some good ideas for maybe some celebratory events that I can hold. In particular, some special playthroughs that.
By the way, prisons are overflooded. Prisons are overflooded. Someone like DSP, if he commits a crime, more than likely probably won't see any jail time. Or if he does see jail time, he'll be let loose on his own recognizance early. I mean, it's insane. I mean, you have people that commit violent crimes and they serve maybe a month or two, and then they end up they end up getting released. So, you know, someone who didn't pay his taxes, I don't think he'll see much jail time. And by the way, this is low. You got to remember, DSP prior to last year, all his audio was fucking low. That's why I shut off the music, the background music.
That money. I really
Jesus
do.
Christ was a crip. All right, that's slander, brother. That's
Jesus
slander.
Christ was a crip.
No.
Mike Jackson was a crip.
Jesus was not a crip. Jesus is Lord and King and Savior. Thank you, brother, for the 199 win. I appreciate that.
I'm thinking of doing this summer, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that and get your feedback, hopefully, during the course of this show to figure out, you know, what exactly we could do for a 10-year anniversary. A decade as a gaming content creator is a pretty amazing achievement.
To cheer sub and tip with a question, I'm not just going to drop everything I'm talking about on the podcast to answer your question now. All right?
Sounds good?
Sounds good. Snort.
All right, baby. Yeah. Oh, take my system. Let's get started.
Okay, pretty awesome. That's 2018. I'm still here. In fact,
And you're queer.
I'm actually getting stronger than ever right now. What do I mean by that? I mean, I am invigorated with, if you can't tell, I'm invigorated with positivity. I'm feeling so good right now because so many positive things are happening in regards to
money.
myself,
I really do. I
my
need
content,
that money.
my
To pay
future.
my bills.
I'm really
I apologize, Big
pumped right
Bro.
now.
Sorry, bro.
The
because
truth
of all
can
the
be
positive stuff that's been
uncomfortable.
going on.
It's all right, brother. You don't need to apologize. I'm all good, brother. But again, thank you for the 199. I do appreciate the love and support.
Recently. Now, you might be saying,
Whoa, Phil, 2 months ago you did a podcast on Thanksgiving, and everything was uncertain. You were wondering if you were going to have to sell your house, and you were wondering what was going on with everything. And now here we are 2 months later, and it seems like a completely different attitude. What the hell's going on? What's changed?
all right, fair enough. Let me tell you guys just a little bit about what's been going on these past few months. And by the way, before we even get to this, I'll preface this. Am I out of the woods?
No.
Am I financially great now?
Absolutely not.
But at least the immediate threat that I had, that, oh my God, I have this impending amount of money that I'm going to owe and I have no way to raise it. I don't know what I'm going to do. At least that impending threat temporarily has been taken care of. And that's why I'm feeling so much better. All right. And it's because of you guys and your support, your amazing amount of support that you showed ever since that podcast in November, right? It really started then. You guys started showing up in droves for streams, cheering, subbing, tipping, being amazingly positive, talking, you know, not listening to the negative bullshit that everyone says about me on a constant basis that I have nothing to do with, and instead just coming to the streams and enjoying them at face value. Things have grown exponentially here on Twitch. If you're watching this live on Twitch, just take a look at the channel. Take a look at how many people are watching right now.
Hold on a second. Okay, this isn't the video I wanted to watch. I wanted to watch the one where he actually tells people that he had to pay his taxes. Hold on a second. DSP owes. Oh man, I thought I saved it. Owed $16,000 in tax. Hold on a second. Sorry guys, I thought I saved it.
I really do. I need that money to pay my bills.
Is this one
Philly's
it? There it is.
basically
Okay, I
Michael
think I
Scott
found
from
it.
The Office.
No, I think he's worse actually, because Michael Scott actually has some skills. He's a good salesman. You know, he's a pretty decent person, or he tries to be a good person. Qualities DSP doesn't have. So no, I think Michael Scott is way better than him. But appreciate it, brother. Thank you. Wayne again. Wayne with the monster support, brother. I'm gonna have to send Wayne a direct deposit slip so that he can pay me. All right, I think this one might be it. All right, let me see. Is this it? All right, shout out to Ludacris.
In addition to my normal income, I need to raise about another roughly $16,000 between now and April.
Jesus!
Lord, that scared me. No problem, brother. No problem, Kevin. Have a good one, man.
Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel, this little corner of the internet I like.
All right, God, where is it, man? Sorry, folks. I'm trying to find the video. I thought I had it. I'm trying to find the video of DSP and his taxes, where very flawed. Let me see here. I'm trying to find. There was a really good one, man, and sadly, shit has been getting deleted and all this shit lately. Let's see here. People have been deleting content. Let's see here. Sorry, Dark Side Phil. Sorry, Dark Side Phil. Let me try Dark Side Phil. That's a long one. Don't think that one's it. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 minute, man. I'm trying to find the one specifically, man. Hold on. Sorry, folks. All right, you know what? Let's watch the Mighty D one. Sorry about that,
right
folks.
Now. Take a look at the positivity and stuff going on in the stream chat instead of the negative shit that used to be around, right? Take a look at the amount of subs I've got. Take a look at the amount of followers I got. Things are going up and up and up on Twitch, and this is amazing.
I busted my ass
to change myself and become more of a live streamer than anything else. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, a bombshell hits me that
Yo, you talking about the interview with the quartering? Oh my god, that was fucking terrible. First of all, quartering just did it because he knew that DSP had jerked off, and that was pretty much the only question he really wanted to ask him. He had no clue what the fuck was going on whatsoever. And all he did was he allowed DSP to just have a platform to say whatever the fuck he wants. And DSP, of course, spent the whole time retconning everything and, of course, blaming his detractors. It was a puff piece. It was terrible. And I blame Jeremy because of that. Jeremy was just not prepared. Jeremy was not prepared. That's why a lot of people were worried about the side scrollers, where they were worried that the side scrollers were going to do a puff piece because they didn't know about DSP. But unlike Jeremy, side scrollers actually did the work. They actually put it in, they did the work, and they did actually a really good job with that. They did a good job with the interview. Again, unlike fucking the quartering. So it's out there. You can still see it. If you type in the quartering DSP interview, it's out there. Several people have uploaded it. It's there. That was before my time. But I remember watching it, and I was just like, oh my god, this was terrible. Wayne again, brother. Thank you, brother.
So was Queen Elizabeth.
Everybody was a crip. Everybody was a crip. Quarters coming for. Well, he can't come after me because I'm not uploading Kino clips about him calling a bull. So he can't come after me. If you notice, I've been very careful what I post. Most of it has just been screenshots and me giving my opinion. So he can't do shit about that. He can go fucking pound sand. Trust me. I'm pretty sure that he probably tried to take me down and take down my video. But unlike, like Elisa Clips and them, I didn't repost Kino Casino videos where they're talk about Jeremy's bull and all that shit. I didn't do that. I purposely didn't do that because I don't want to get my channel I don't want to get a community guideline strike. Let me see this one real quick. This one might be it. Hold on. Shout out David Davison. By the way, I had a great video. It was the actual video of the stream where he talked about the 16K. The person privated it. So I don't know what the fuck happened to it. Yo, what's up, video? How you doing, brother?
I could be good at and if I want it. How do I begin? Let's see how I begin here. All right. Very, very complicated to do what I do. All right, it is. And every year, it's a nightmare to try to figure out at that one time of the year when I have to figure out, gee, what do I owe taxes on this? Do I owe that? Do I get a refund this year? Do I roll it over? How many expenses can I write off? And so, when I started way back when making money doing YouTube full time, I got a tax attorney from 2011 to 2014 when I was doing this as a full-time job.
Here it is. I think this might be what we're looking for.
My taxes were done through him. I was like, man, I could literally leave the state of Connecticut and move anywhere that doesn't have a state income tax, or I could move to a state that has a much lower income tax and pay less taxes. And what would be the loss? I work from home. I live stream, right? So, what's the big deal if I were to move out of Connecticut and go somewhere else and do this? I'd be basically just making more money doing it.
I'm trying to find
I
the
don't have
video
pay
I'm
all these
looking for.
exorbitant taxes that I'm paying in Connecticut. I did some research on what states did not have personal income tax. I started looking for houses. You all remember this if you're a long time.
Yes, we do. We remember.
2013 and then 2014, I actually started house hunting. And at that time...
By the way, I never understood the whole tax attorney thing. Is that actually a thing? I mean, most people that do your taxes, they're just tax professionals. They're accounting. They're accountants. Like, if I've had people in the past do my taxes because they were complex. I hire an accountant to do my taxes. I don't hire a tax attorney. To me, a tax attorney would be someone that would represent you in a tax situation where, like Phil, you didn't pay your taxes, right? You would then hire a tax attorney who would then represent you in court to deal with that, right? Yes, like my tax guy is also a tax attorney. Okay, I never got that. To me, when I hear attorney, I think someone that represents you in court, not someone that does accounting work for you. But okay, all right, whatever.
I was in constant communication with my tax attorney saying, gee, you know, what would happen if I were to move, say, to Washington or to Texas or to one of these states that doesn't have a personal
That's a
income
lie.
tax? He said, basically, that was it. You just don't pay personal income tax. You just pay the federal. You're good to go. And before I ever took one single step towards buying this house, okay, I up front asked my tax attorney two important questions to pay my bills.
Why did you think of them? Come on, man. What the hell? Did the internet, what the fuck's going on here? Did the internet ban the word Jeremy? I mean, did YouTube ban Jeremy, the word? Jesus Christ. Rick is Spanish. Thank you, brother, for the $5. Jeremy never does any research. I remember when
Jeremy
he defended.
never does any
there it
research.
is. All right.
I remember when he defended Shani for Christ and her boyfriend when they abused her kids on a live stream.
Yeah, and it doesn't take a lot. I mean, DSP has been around for quite a long time. Everyone knows the meme. He didn't do any research whatsoever. It was one of the worst fucking interviews I ever... I mean, I know a lot of people thought the Asmongold interview was terrible. The Jeremy one is the worst. The Jeremy one is completely just fucking dog shit. No, it was just a waste of time, and I think it was 2 minutes. If you guys want, I can find the interview, and we can do a day where if it's slow, if we can always watch the Jeremy DSP interview. We could definitely do that. But it was just fucking god awful. I remember just thinking to myself, dude, this guy hasn't interviewed with anyone in like forever. He doesn't talk to anyone. He's a fucking recluse that doesn't work with anyone. You have the opportunity to interview him and ask him pressing questions, and you do nothing. You talk about him jerking off. I think his big question was, where did the load go? And DSP sat there and said, oh, I came on a tissue. That was the big, oh my God, that it was just such a waste and opportunity. And again, it allowed DSP to push the narrative that he always does. He just lies. Again, say what you will about Stuttering Craig and whatchamacallit, I hold them in very fucking high regard because they did not play that bullshit with DSP at all. When he started going off and tried to, when they asked him a flat out question and he went into that mode of, all right, well, I'm going to say 1,000 things, not address a specific point, but I'm going to say 1,000 things so that when I come back to your question, you've already forgotten your question. You've already forgotten what you actually asked me. And they did not fucking play that. They were like, nope, hold on. No, we don't care about that. Address the question. Address the question. And that's what you do. That's what you fucking do. You have to have someone there that can notice when someone is spinning something and doesn't want to answer something. You need to be able to, it's not being rude. You need to be able to say, wait a minute, stop. We only have but so much time on this fucking interview. We need you to answer this question. We don't care about all the other stuff. And remember that interview. How many times did he try bringing up the tractors? And shout out to Adam. Adam was like, we're not here to interview your detractors. We're here to talk about you. And that made the interview amazing. I mean, it made the interview amazing. It's a great interview. It's probably better than... The Stuttering Craig one is probably the best interview out there of any of the interviews from DSP. I mean, there have been some pretty good ones, but I have to say that the Stuttering Craig one, it was 5 hours. They just slaughtered him, and it was amazing.
I said, number one, are there any other taxes that I'm going to have to pay if I move to the state of Washington outside of the federal income tax? That's number one. He said, no, it's just the personal federal income tax you'll have to pay. Number two, I asked him in writing, I still have the fucking email. I said, since I'm moving to Washington State, doesn't it make sense that I should get a tax attorney out here who basically has more knowledge of the state laws and stuff like that? They'll be more knowledgeable about that. So basically, I'm going to say goodbye to you. After this year of taxes, once I move to Washington in the summer, I'm going to basically not need your services anymore. And he came back to me and said, Oh no, I'm still able to handle all of your tax concerns. No problem whatsoever. You'll still be fine. Okay, right? I'm not the professional here. He is. This is his job. He's a tax attorney. I'm not even exaggerating, guys. I've paid this guy ridiculous amounts of money. I mean, 1 year I think I paid him. I'm not exaggerating.
$1,500.
$1,500. $15. I moved across the country.
By the way, that's DSP's go-to number. Whenever he says he paid $1,500 on something, it's a lie. Anytime Phil tried to, he's always, it doesn't matter. When the bank leaks came out and he claimed it was fraud, he said he had to pay $1,500 to get that all straightened out. When his toilet broke, remember his toilet, $1,500. Remember when his dishwasher broke, it was going to cost him $1,500 to fix it. Yeah, okay, Phil. Yeah, $1,500 seems to be his go-to for everything. That's how you know he's lying about shit.
To Washington State. As of, what was that? I think it was July.
I've never run into this thing before. What is it, a money creature?
He's so full of shit.
Yeah, look, it's a money creature.
GBRC, big ups with the money
What the hell
creature.
was that?
Thank you.
He said at the start he wanted that stream to be the be-all end-all for all the truth, and then went on to say it does not matter if it's a lie to answer. He should be called out on that.
Oh yeah, and I still hold that. I still hold that stream. I still hold that stream as the go-to stream. Because, of course, you can see everything that happened after the fact. His admission about WWE champions, his straight up lie about so much other shit. That it's a great pairing. It's a great pairing. So shout out to, I mean, again, man, we should hold. This year I didn't do it because I was focused on this Level 666 podcast from last year. But every year we should have a marathon where we watch the 5-hour interview with Stutter and Craig on March 16th, by the way. That's a date. That's a date that etched in my memory. I never forget the day. It was March 16th. So next March 16th, we're going to have we'll do a party. We'll do a celebration. Next March 16th actually be the 4-year anniversary. Wow, 4 years. The 4-year anniversary of the interview, the amazing interview. Ben, shout out Ben. How you doing, brother? Ben said I paid $350 for my self-employed taxes. To make them, or that's what you paid, like that's what you paid the IRS, or are you saying you paid $350 to get them completed? I'm assuming you're saying you paid $350. Vanguard, big ups, brother. In my eye, True Seekers did a better job at holding. Okay, I'll give the truth. Okay, I still think the Stuttering Craig interview was better. The Side Scrollers interview was better, just for the content. Style-wise, I give it to the Truth Seeker because he didn't give a shit. He just called them a liar. He called them a scumbag. He called them the fuck out right in his face. And there was nothing. He just didn't give a shit. Steve wasn't there to be nice. Steve was like, "Look, motherfucker, I'm a CPA, or my wife's a CPA. We work with creditors. We know, you know what I mean." And he was just like, "You're lying, Phil. Stop lying." That was great. The style was amazing, but the actual content itself being that we got a 5-hour interview with Side Scrollers, I still have to say was probably one of the better ones. So definitely. And then don't forget the 666 podcast. That wasn't an interview, but that was him going insane, which was also great as well. So let's see. Mary said, "Do you think he's going to do the May?" No, he's going to take off that day. I guarantee you, May 1st, I think, lands on a Friday. He's going to take off Friday and Saturday. He's going to claim that his wife has appointments or whatever. They have multiple appointments, and he's going to take off May 1st and May 2nd. Write it down. Write it down. I think that's what he's going to do. He took off last May 1st, remember? Remember, it was last May 1st was a Thursday, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he came out and said, "Oh, I have to take off for some type of appointment." So he took off for May 1st. I have a feeling he's going to do the same thing this year. Because, of course, he's a bitch.
I was told, don't worry about state.
I mean, if he was smart, he would own it. If he was smart, he would own it. Like, if I was him, I would do merch. I would, you know what I mean? I would do merch. I would do a marathon stream of it. I would stream it. I would talk about it and just let it be. But, of course, he can't do that because that hurts his legacy. He can't hurt the legacy, folks. Don't forget about the secret. Did DSP make more money from Kino Casino Lab? Oh, Kino Casino Lab. He made way more money from Kino Casino. The Kino Casino Lab made him about an additional $40,000, and I think the Asmongold made him about 14. And the reason the Kino Casino is because it lasted a lot longer. Kino Casino was 8 months versus 3 weeks with Asmongold, so it was definitely Kino Casino. Kino Casino did more for Phil than Asmongold did. You have to just look at the raw numbers. They did way more for him. And again, I know a lot of people love how the Kino Casino arc ended. I do too. I think it's great. I think it's funny. But we have to be honest. And people don't like it when I say this, but I'm going to be flat out honest. Kino Casino gave Phil a lifeline. They did. They were the ones that convinced him to go on the kick. They were the ones that, if it wasn't for their Dents or their supporters, he wouldn't have got that additional $40,000. Let's remember, before Kino Casino, he was struggling to get $50 in tips every stream, and he was wearing a stupid hat and a stupid vest, and every day was just a crash out. When Kino Casino came, they gave him a pretty decent bump. They did. They gave him a bump, and I think they extended his streaming career for quite a while. So, again, I like how the Kino Casino arc ended, but, I do think they did give him a lifeline. And if they wouldn't have done that, he would have been in such a bad position right now. He would have still been doing the stupid hats and the vest and begging and being insane. And honestly, I don't think he would have. I don't think he would have gotten the Asmongold interview if it wasn't for Kino Casino. Because let's not forget, Asmongold is reacting to shit about Kino Casino and DSP on Twitter on his show, and that's what caused, that's what kind of caused the interview to occur. So again, I'm just keeping it real here. I'm keeping it real. I love the Kino Casino arc ending, and a lot of shit that happened during the arc was great too, because you could tell PPP was trying to snake him. But the bad part of it is that it did extend out his streaming career for quite a while.
State income taxes anymore. You're not going to owe Connecticut.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
Right.
And of course they fucked up his mind. I mean, he did get an extension on his streaming career, but they mentally aped him. They really did. PPP did a number on him, thinking that he was his best friend. They were going to collab together, and then the carpet from underneath him was glorious. God, I love watching that video that Ludwig put together, where it was 30 minutes of him saying, "They're not going to snake me." Yeah, they mind raped him. That's right, they mind raped him.
And no big deal. Just pay the federal and you're good to go. Everything's fine. No problems or nothing. All right. You're not going to believe this. You're seriously not going to believe this. Because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? This whole situation I'm in, yes, it is. I'll tell you right now, my tax attorney is at fault for some of the stuff that happened. But wait till you hear the full story. You're not going to fucking believe it. Are you ready? So I noticed about early on this year, probably early to middle 2017, I started to get all these extra mailings in the mail, ads, trade papers. I'm talking like Construction Magazine, science, scientist, doctor, publishing, right? And I'm looking at.
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, I didn't comment on the whole thing. I love how he blamed his tax attorney guy. I'm pretty sure his tax attorney guy asked him for information, probably asked him questions. And based on the information that DSP gave him, that's what he actually filed. So I love how he sits here and blames the tax attorney for being an idiot. And again, this isn't something minor. If DSP really thought that his tax attorney was incompetent and fucked him over, he should have reported him. He should have reported him to whatever board he works on, the bar, whatever. He should have reported him. Phil didn't do any of that. He did none of that. He just got a new tax attorney or whatever. I don't think he had a tax attorney. I think he had H&R Block. He went to the H&R Block, a brick and mortar store, and got some idiot to just, review his papers and use their software. And that's all he did. I really think that's all he fucking did.
Looking at this shit right now, I know I didn't subscribe to any of it. And it says on the mailing, addressed to DSP Gaming. Interesting, right? So I start getting all
I would love
this
to know who
mail
the tax attorney
about
is.
DSP Gaming. Right now, every 3 days, my mailbox is full.
No, he wasn't depressed. He was using it for sympathy. That's all he was doing. He knew that support was probably going to be slow because he was playing Crimson Desert, and RimWorld has been pretty slow. I mean, RimWorld for the last 3 streams has been one dent coming out and dropping money. I think he basically just did it for sympathy. That's why he kept bringing it up and talking about it. Yeah. Trust me, today we're going to hear the stories about this. And again, I have zero sympathy for this fucking idiot, because this is something that's been going on for how many years, Phil? How many years have you been snorting and sneezing and being disgusting? You would have thought that this fucker, would have gone to an ENT, an ear, nose, and throat doctor, right? Gotten some fucking medication. The other thing too, Phil, is those medications that they put you on, you have to be on them. You have to take them on the regular. You can't just take them whenever you don't feel great. You're supposed to actually take them pretty much daily, and they're the type of medications that they probably tell you to take them at a given time, during a certain meal, so that it'll last a whole day. Not wait until the fucking leaves and spring comes, and then you start snorting and sneezing and doing. No, you know what I mean? I don't have allergies, but I know people that do have allergies, and they got their shit right. You know what I mean? They go to the doctor, they get their medication, they take it every fucking day, and typically they don't have that many flare-ups. No. And he wants to sit here and bitch and complain. Go to the fucking doctor. Trust me, man, I'm pretty sure there's some treatment out there, Phil, that can fix your snort sacks, and your phlegm and your sinuses. I'm pretty sure there's fucking lasers or whatever that can help you with that shit.
I need those.
But he refuses because, of course, it gives him one more thing to bitch about.
Let's not forget it's tax day for him.
Yes, it is. It is. Today, yeah. I know he worries, man. He worries like hell. And again, I have a feeling he probably filed for an extension yet again because he probably didn't have all the money to pay for his taxes, because we know that idiot doesn't make quarterly payments. There's no way he makes quarterly payments. He probably waits to the end of the year, sees what he owes, and then what he does is, like, the last month that he earns in wages, he uses that money to pay for his bills. That's why he gets insane around April time. He starts begging nonstop because it's like, oh my God, I need money to pay my taxes by the 15th.
Whoever this was that did this signed me up for like every possible free publication that there is regarding like business and trade. And I'm getting every 3 days a stack of mail this high that fills the mailbox. So every 3 days I have to go empty the mailbox because someone did this to me. Okay. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden,
Yeah, Ben. Yeah, you were here, Ben. Remember when we were doing the stream where we had talked about him more than likely filing an extension? And the extension is through October. I think your extension lasts through October 15th. So you got to make sure you clear all that shit up by October 15th, the October 15th. And yeah, it's true. He was going insane with the begging, man, because he saw that the Keno bump wasn't there. He saw Kick was just dying out, and he didn't have that money. And all that money he spent just on nonsense. Good God. That's why he got super excited about Asmongold.
Very, very, very mentally ill person.
He thought the money train wasn't going to end.
Here doing fake tips all night.
McCarthy, thank you for the
his
220.
calling card. He won't go to an MD.
God. Yeah, get that shit cleared the fuck up. Bro, he can go to a minute clinic. They'll charge you $40. They'll hear him snorting and they'll give him a fucking prescription. And there's so many generic prescriptions out there that he can take. There are thousands of prescriptions he could take. And every one of them will help dry his ass out so he doesn't start snorting and fucking drinking phlegm all day long. It's disgusting.
I can't remember if it was even late August or early September at this point. All right.
Thank you, brother, for the 220.
I get a letter in the mail.
Appreciate it.
Stating that due to some information that has come across the desk of someone, that they suspect that I, Phil Burnell, own a business called DSP Gaming.
He's such an idiot.
I'm doing business in the state of Washington, but I'm not doing it properly. I never registered the business, which is legally required in the state of Washington.
He is such a fucking idiot and a liar.
Taxes. In the state of Washington, they have what's apparently, which I don't know, I'm not a tax attorney, it's called, it's some kind of a business
Yes, a business occupational tax. Almost every state has them, Phil. They're either called a business or they're either called a business tax, an occupational tax. Some areas actually call them a school tax. Like your local, like I remember when I lived in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia had something called a school tax, which essentially was estimated taxes. So if you made royalty income, if you had rental properties, and I had rental properties at the time. I had a couple rental properties in Philadelphia, right? I had to pay what was called the school tax. Essentially, it's an estimated tax. So at the end of the year, before April 15th, I had to take whatever I made for that year, for that business, and I ended up having to pay 0.374% of whatever that was. So every year I had to make sure that I cut a check and pay that fucking bill. Almost every city, every state has something like that. So again, I love how he says, because he's going to blame the tractors. He's going to claim that the tractors somehow contacted someone and said that he's running a business, an illegal business, and you know what ended up happening? What he doesn't understand is the federal, when you file taxes with the federal government, they share your tax information with the state. That's how the state knows whether you're lying or not. You know what I mean? Like if you file federal taxes, which most people do, right? And even the city tax, because they get that information from the state. They know exactly. The one thing the IRS knows, and most state, revenue, what they know how to do very well is to match up tax forms. They know how to do that. So if there's a 1099 form that's been sent out, if there's some type of 1040 that was sent out, a W-2 or whatever, you know what I mean, from an employer, they know exactly how much you either brought in or made, right? And they want you to report that out. And if you don't report that out properly, they flag your shit. Now, you're lucky. Most people are lucky because I believe that the IRS only flags like 1% of all tax returns actually do an audit, and most people don't fall into the criteria for actually being audited, whatever. What happened here, I believe what happened here was that Phil was not paying his state taxes properly, his business taxes. The federal government got information, right? Or the federal government, I guess, shared information with the state, right? And the state revenue department, right, or whatever they're called, you know what I mean? Figured out, oh, wait a minute, this guy has a business, he's reporting out estimated taxes, but he's not paying his business occupational tax. What the fuck's going on here? And I'm pretty sure they looked at it. They probably sent information out. They probably did initially a soft audit, which means we're just going to focus on this. We're not going to look at all of your returns, which is why he was probably fucking lucky. Most audits that occur are typically soft audits, where the IRS or the state government really doesn't look at everything. They just look at the specific piece. For example, if you cash out a 401k before you're 55 years old, you have to pay a 10% penalty. There are rules around that where if you do cash out, you don't have to pay the 10% penalty. Like if you use it for medical services, or you cash out your 401k to buy a house or something, there's specific rules around it. But you in theory have to pay that 10%, If you don't pay that 10%, the IRS sees that, they can flag you and start what's called a soft audit, where essentially they send you a letter and they just say, we saw that you didn't pay your 10% on this money that you cashed out. Can you show us proof that you were exempt from not paying the 10%? And if you don't, then they say, okay, well, you need to pay that money back plus interest and penalties or whatever. And that's how they do it. And then they close out the audit, and then you're good to go. That's how most audits work. So he got lucky that way. So to me, it sounds like the state got federal information about Phil's taxes. They saw that he was paying estimated taxes for his royalty income that he was getting from YouTube and Twitch or whatever. And they flagged his ass and said, oh, he's not paying his taxes properly.
I don't even know the technical thing about some kind of a business tax that if you're self-employed in Washington and if you fit certain criteria, like you make a certain amount of money, you get income from certain sources.
Well, I got that's what happened to me. So years ago, I had a 401k. I worked for a company for a few years, and my 401k was small. I think it was like, I don't know. I think I ended up having like $20,000 in that 401k. and I was really young. I was still in my 20s or 30s. I think I've just turned 30. And I wanted to buy a property. So I cashed out the 401k. They took out the 20%, right? And then at the end of the year, when I filed taxes, I told them, I said, I'm not paying the 10% because I'm using it towards medical expenses. I'm using it towards medical expenses, whatever. I got hit with that soft audit. Essentially, like sometime in October, I got a letter from the IRS, and they said, you didn't pay the 10% penalty. Why? And I had to show them proof. I had to send them medical receipts and everything for the whatchamacallit, which came out to whatever that 10% was. And they sent me a letter and they said, okay, yep, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about it. We'll, you're clean. But that was considered a soft audit. I didn't have to meet with anyone. I didn't have to make a call or whatever. I simply just had to respond to the letter. And it was pretty easy. It wasn't that bad, thankfully. Thankfully, but I had to show proof that I didn't have to pay the 10% penalty. So I'm assuming that's what happened to Phil. And then when Phil looked at it, he probably said, what taxes? What's a business tax? Wait a minute. Somebody told me if I move to Seattle or Renton, I don't have to pay any taxes. What happened? And of course, he's an idiot. Anyway, let's keep going. I'm sorry. I don't mean to derail, but I just wanted to share my experience with the IRS and dealing with, taking a deduction and shit like that. So.
Or you receive certain tax documents from the people who you have contractual agreements with, you're required to register as a business and to pay this business tax in the state of Washington. So I get this letter, and I'm looking at it like, what the hell is this, man? Are you serious? Like, what could this be? Could this be true? This is bullshit. And I read it. I'm like, well, I don't own my own business. I'm not registered. I don't own my own business. I don't. Legally, there's no business out there.
You're self-employed, you fucking idiot. You get royalty income. Yes, Phil, you are considered technically a self-proprietor. You don't have to file with a state agency to be a self-employer. You could be at home selling Avon out of your fucking house. And if you make enough money selling Avon out of your fucking house, you're still considered you're still considered self-employed. If you sell shit from eBay and you make enough money and you meet that threshold, you're considered as having a business. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Okay, all right, let's keep going. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but hearing this idiot lie, it's just, and again, ignorance of the law is not an excuse, Phil. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse.
That's called DSP Gaming. DSP Gaming is just a YouTube channel, right? In addition, there's tons of tax write-offs for the self-employed. For example,
there you go. Look, there you go. He called himself self-employed. He called himself self-employed. This was what, 2 years, or whenever it was. This was a year before. A good clip, a good call out, Dave. I appreciate the call out.
Related to the business, a video game, this controller. The cost of ink for the printer that printed out my questions for Ask the King or has anything business related, the cost of electricity in the house, the cost of the internet for the house. All these things are tax deductible, meaning I have to pay for them, but I cannot be taxed on them, meaning I will not have to pay taxes for the amount of money of stuff that I spend on the business. So if I reinvest money into the business, it helps me because it allows me to pay less taxes on a yearly basis. There's no business called DSP Gaming. It doesn't exist. I called the guy back and left him a voicemail explaining. I said, listen.
Well, we all know this idiot claimed WWE champion. That's what he claimed. The mobile games he claimed, that's what he claimed on his taxes. That's why it was he has business expenses of $5,000 a month. Is because of WWE champions.
You got it wrong. I don't own my own business. I'm not buying or selling. I'm not doing a service. It's internet-based videos that people put ads on. It's way different from what you're describing in your letter. Therefore, I don't think I'm qualified under. You don't have to worry about it or whatever. So at that point,
wait a minute.
You got
what?
it wrong. I don't own my own business.
Hold on.
Business. So if I reinvest money into the business, it helps me because it allows me to pay less taxes on a yearly basis. There's no business called DSP Gaming. It doesn't exist. I called the guy back and left him a voicemail explaining. I said, listen, you got it wrong.
All right, right here. Let's see. Classification: retailing, wholesaling, manufacturing, service, and other activities. Okay, so I'm assuming he would fall under the service and other activities. So he would have to pay 0.015 of his income. So if he made $100,000 for the year, whatever, that year, he would have to pay the 0.015, which he never paid. He didn't pay for as many years as he was living in Connecticut. Okay.
I don't own my own business. I'm not buying or selling. I'm not.
Oh,
doing
there it is.
service.
Bam. Entertainers. Yep, here it is. Service. Yeah, entertainers. That's right. Phil, why do they, again, Jesus Christ, why do you get a 1099 from YouTube and Twitch and the other platforms that you work on? There's a reason why you get a 1099, Phil. There's a reason. That money is considered royalty income. You have to pay taxes on royalty income. The IRS classifies you as self-employed or a self-proprietor or something. It doesn't mean, that this fucking guy, man.
It's internet-based videos that people put ads on. It's way different from what you're describing in your letter. Therefore, I don't think I'm qualified under. You don't have to worry about it or whatever. So at that point, I tried to get my tax attorney from Connecticut involved. All right. I tried to say, what's going on here? This guy is saying that maybe I qualify for having to register as a business and pay business tax and all of this. What's going on?
What's up, Drew? How you doing, brother?
I'm just curious. How did this happen? How did you find out about DSP Gaming? Because it's not registered anywhere or anything like that. And he said, well, we got an anonymous tip about a company called DSP Gaming that apparently was operating in Washington State. And the real reason that we got a whiff of you is because you were on a mailing list for small businesses in the state. Like, you were registered on all of them. If you take a look, it's DSP Gaming. It says you're the sole proprietor, and it lists your address, and they signed you up for all of these. I said, well, that makes sense, because that's why I'm getting these contractor magazines. That's why I'm getting all these business.
No, Phil, what are you talking about? What the fuck is he talking about? Is he literally saying that the state IRS Department of Revenue reached out to all of these companies that sell magazines, business magazines, and they somehow have a database of everyone that they send these magazines to? No, you fucking good Jesus, no. Bro, I'm assuming here, Phil, what happened was you got a 1099, you filed your federal taxes, you showed that you made royalty income, you paid your estimated taxes like you were supposed to, but you failed to pay the business tax for the state of fucking and I believe, wasn't it the state of Washington and Connecticut? Didn't he stop paying the Connecticut tax?
I need those.
Or he didn't pay the Connecticut tax or something for quite a while, for like that year.
Then if no business, he should not have a Costco membership card.
Yes, exactly. What? This guy's insane. All right, let's keep going, because every time I hear this lie, it becomes more outrageous. I didn't know he said all this. I didn't know that he blamed. I know he tried to blame his detractors by claiming that they put him on these mailing lists, but I didn't know that he tried to blame let's keep going.
Mailings that I didn't sign up for.
What's up, Lord?
That's
how you
why
doing?
I'm getting them all. Someone went out there with my information and registered me as a small business on all these free mailing lists. And then whoever it is that takes care of, the state tax or business tax in Washington got an anonymous tip and went out and looked and said, oh, look at this. If they're registered for these mailings, they must be real. And then they started investigating me. I go to my tax attorney and I say,
well, I'm pretty sure the detractor or troll did call and report you. I'm pretty sure that happened. They probably said that you're a tax cheat and made some shit up. But normally the IRS or whatever isn't going to really look into those type of calls. You have to have some proof for them to start an investigation. And again, Phil, this wasn't the federal government. This was the Department of Revenue of Washington State. This wasn't the federal government, Phil. So again, I have a feeling that they saw your federal income tax filing, they saw you were paying estimated taxes, and they said, oh, this guy should be paying the business tax. I'm positive that's what happened.
Listen, we got to get you in the loop. You've got to talk
What's
to this
up,
guy.
Isaac?
I don't know anything about this. You told me you were taking care of this when I moved out here. Obviously, it sounds like this guy's mistaken. Let's figure this out together. It's like an authorization form that my tax attorney would have to fill out in order to communicate with my personal info. It's like permission for him to give my personal info to this guy who's inquiring about business tax, okay? I send him the form and he goes, Phil, I don't know if I'm comfortable filling out this form. I really feel that at this point, since it seems like, this might be something serious, you should get a tax attorney in the state of Washington. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Okay, all right, so he's claiming that his tax attorney from Connecticut gave him advice and said, you should get a tax attorney in Washington? Why do you have... Okay, I'm confused. Why are you paying a tax attorney in Connecticut to file your taxes in Washington? Again, you notice how none of this makes any sense whatsoever? All of it just sounds convoluted, and it changes. Every time you hear the version, it just changes over and over again. I'm pretty sure if the detractor goats him today into talking about the back taxes, he'll come up with a different story. He'll talk about how, I don't know, he'll talk about how his tax attorney in Connecticut hated him and became a detractor and contacted the IRS and the Department of Revenue in Washington. He'll come up with some bullshit lie.
Fuck, are you fucking serious? You do not have to get another attorney. I will still be your tax attorney. He's taking on all that responsibility for me moving and doing my taxes properly in the state of Washington. Literally says, well, I think you should just get another tax attorney now in Washington. So I went back to him as politely as I possibly could, because it wasn't very polite. And I told him, absolutely not. You're responsible for this. You were the one. I have it in writing. You can't try to, weasel your way out of it. I have it in writing stating that you were taking on this responsibility.
Yeah.
And I think that...
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah. My assumption is that if you are an attorney, you can only represent someone in a state where you're licensed to practice. And I'm pretty sure that his Connecticut attorney wasn't licensed to practice in Washington. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. He probably said, look, I can only do so much, but you need to get someone to represent you because this is a big issue where you're probably going to have to deal with the state revenue department, and you may need to go to court.
You need to fill out this form and start talking to this guy right away. What's the liability on the tax attorney who screwed up? And I found my answers. The answers are simple. Basically, I'm responsible for the money.
I really do. I
The
need that
actual
money.
tax money.
Pay my bills.
I would be responsible 100%.
Diddy, here is a contribution,
Big
or
ups.
how
Thank you,
DSP
too.
calls it, to support. God
Thank
bless.
you. We call it momentum here, or call to action. Okay. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Let me check what the exchange rate is on this. Okay. Yes, it's very bountiful. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you for the love and support, brother. Let me give you a heart. There you go. Thank you, brother.
100% for the tax money that's owed to the state. Okay, no matter what, because I owed it if I owed it. All right, I could sue my former tax attorney. So basically, I'm shot. Like, I don't know how I could get anything out of my former tax attorney because I don't have, number one, I just told you guys, I'm strapped for cash. I'm literally living paycheck to paycheck. I have just enough money to pay for everything I need to pay for. How am I going to have enough money and time to sue this guy when I have to keep streaming and keep paying the bills and everything? It's not possible. I can't do it. The other thing I did is I got a new tax attorney. All right. No lie.
I don't give a shit if I paid for services from someone and they do it wrong, right? They do it wrong to the point where they put me in some hot water, in huge hot water. I'm going to fucking sue them. I don't give a shit. At the very least, I'm going to report them to whatever bar or agency they report to. I'm assuming this guy wasn't self-employed. He probably worked for a law agency. I would be on the fucking phone screaming and yelling at whoever the fuck I could. That's what the fuck I'd be doing. And I'd be threatening reaching out to the bar and filing a complaint. That's what I would do. And if I need to borrow fucking money, I would find someone based on, to do it on contingency to sue that fucking lawyer. If what DSP is saying is correct, which I doubt. I don't think any of this is true. I have a feeling he didn't pay his taxes. He called it. Okay, this is what I think happened. I think what happened was the tax attorney in Connecticut set Phil up. He said, all right, you're good to go. When you go to Connecticut, when you go to Washington, if you want me to file your taxes, fine, whatever. And I think Phil got someone to file his taxes. He did his taxes, and then he wasn't paying his state taxes. The state came back and said, hey, you're not paying your state taxes, we need your help. He panicked. He contacted his lawyer, his tax lawyer from Connecticut. The Connecticut tax lawyer was like, all right, well, I can help you with some questions or whatever. When he realized that DSP wasn't paying his estimated taxes or his business taxes, he said, oh, this is going to be a problem. You may want to get yourself a lawyer, a tax lawyer in Washington. Because I can't do anything because I only practice in, say, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, whatever. I don't practice in Washington. So get yourself a lawyer, a tax attorney in Washington state. And of course, now he's retconning this as if, oh, he screwed me. He wasn't paying my taxes. That's what I think happened here. So he's retconning his mistake and blaming the lawyer.
I'm not going to lie. $800 just to retain the services of this attorney.
No, it wasn't property tax. It was business taxes. So Washington has a state business tax that if you are self-employed, have a business, or if you collect royalty income, estimate, whatever. If you're paying estimated income or collecting royalties or whatever, which Phil is, because that's what he gets paid every month when he streams and he gets a check from YouTube. He's getting royalty. He's getting royalty income. So you have to report that out as estimated taxes every quarter. You have to pay that out. And DSP wasn't doing that and paying his state tax,
which I don't have. I had to put it, guess what, on a credit card. Had a meeting with this tax attorney. Didn't tell you guys, but this was all happening behind the scenes. This is what I mean. All this shit was happening behind the scenes for months. And basically, the tax attorney told me he thinks I do owe some kind of business tax. Going to be a chunk of money, all right, that apparently I'm going to owe. And the question is, what's the amount going to be? We don't know. It's probably, and he gave me an estimate. He says, just a rough estimate. It's going to be thousands and thousands of dollars. It's not going to be $10,000, but it could be thousands of dollars. And the problem is with the interest, fees, all that's going to be associated with not paying this for years, it could end up being way more. It could balloon because of that. I was like, listen, sorry, I just don't have the money. Like, if you right now put down a $5,000 to $7,000 tax bill in front of me and said, Phil, you owe this, I have no money to pay it. I don't have enough credit to pay it. Nothing. I couldn't pay it. There's nothing I could do to pay you. It would just go delinquent, I'm going to get hit with a giant bill from whoever this is, business department or whoever they are. Here's your bill. You owe this many thousands of dollars. And I'm going to say, sorry, guys, I don't have it. But what I'm going to have to do is sell my house.
Happy birthday, 1 minute man's wife. Big ups,
it's
man.
It's fucked up because, again,
big ups. Well, big ups to her mom, because her mom had her, so. Let's all give 1 minute man's mother-in-law a shout out. Big ups. Happy birthday, brother. Wish her a happy birthday for us.
Told you guys months ago, all right? This has nothing to do with me. I did nothing wrong.
I did nothing wrong.
I paid a guy with 30 years of experience who assured me he knew what he was doing to do my taxes properly, and he did not do due diligence when I moved across the country to make sure I was doing my business taxes properly. He didn't even do research at all. He basically just said, there's no state income tax, you don't owe it, and he never went the next step. Now, 3.5 years...
Okay, all right, I want to stop it there, Phil. I want to stop it there. Because what you're saying here is that when you moved, he set you up so that you can pay your taxes, which tells me he probably was no longer your tax attorney, being that he only practiced probably in Connecticut and not in Washington. So it tells me that you didn't have a tax attorney or you didn't have someone actually processing your payments or anything. You weren't doing any of that, right? So again, if you would have gotten a tax attorney in Washington, they would have reviewed your form and said, well, wait a minute, you have to pay estimated taxes. You have to pay the business tax. Why aren't you paying the business tax? And then they would have started paying the business tax. So this sounds like it went on for several years. He moved to Connecticut when 2013, 2014. When did he move to Connecticut? When did he move out of Connecticut to Washington? It was 2014. This video was what, 2017, 2018? So we're talking 3 or 4 years where you weren't paying your taxes properly, Phil. 2 or 3 years you weren't, at least 3 years you weren't paying your taxes right. And you're telling me that no one, your tax attorney in Washington, H&R Block, whoever didn't notice that you weren't paying your state business tax? That doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. Even if you use H&R Block, it would flag it. The H&R Block software would flag it for you and said, hey, wait a minute, your federal taxes, you're paying estimated income. You need to pay estimated income for the state of Washington. Okay.
Years later, he's shirking all responsibility, like he never told me that he could still be my tax attorney. And just think about this now.
There's no income tax in Washington, so you don't have to pay an income tax, but which helps DSP. But the problem is that if you work for an employer, if you work for an employer, you have to pay FICA, your federal taxes, your state taxes. Everything is taken out by your employer, and they're paid every 2 weeks, right? It's fine. You really don't have to worry about it. But when you're self-employed, you don't do any of that. You don't pay federal taxes. You don't pay state taxes. You don't pay any of that. What you do is you pay what's called an estimated tax. Every 3 months, you're supposed to pay estimated taxes. And what it is, it's a calculation. You think what you have to pay to the IRS, and it's typically 20 to 30%. That's what you would have to pay. Most people just pay 30%. They pay 30% not to deal with the hassle, and then at the end of the year, when they square up with the IRS, if they overpaid, they get some money back, right? Typically, that's how it's done. 30% for that's what I do. I pay more. I pay like 37%. But you know what I'm saying? Typically, that's how it works. So, yeah. All right. Let's see what else he has to say. This only has 2 more minutes. Let's finish this up.
This is what I'm trying to do. Every day I'm coming to stream. I'm trying to put out entertaining streams for you guys and gals. And I'm trying to act like nothing's wrong. And I'm trying to act like there's no stress. And I am incredibly stressed to the point where, like I said, I can't sleep at night. I'm not feeling good because of this. And I don't know what's going to happen, guys. Because the thing is, there's no easy solution.
Lucky you, brother.
There's no easy. Even if I have to sell the house, I still can't sell the house fast enough to pay the taxes. So there's no way to do it. No matter what, I'm going to get screwed somehow. The question is, what's the degree of screwing I'm going to receive?
Oh, what's the degree?
This really sucks. This really fucking sucks. And again, it's not, you did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong.
No shit, we didn't do anything wrong. You were the fucking idiot that didn't pay your business taxes, you fucking moron.
You could say, okay, what did I do wrong? This is something that I did nothing wrong.
I did nothing wrong.
Everything correct.
You did everything
legally,
correct.
Everything was right, and now I get fucked. Which then tips off, because an anonymous tip, gee, I wonder who that was, who tipped off this business department that supposedly I'm doing business in Washington and not paying taxes. And now on top of
that's exactly what happened here, Phil. Again, if that wasn't the case, you wouldn't have to owe back taxes. Apparently that was the case. You got an attorney, your attorney looked at the situation and said, oh yeah, you didn't pay your taxes, you owe them. And more than likely, they probably responded to the letter. They reached out to the person handling your case. That person said, okay, well, he needs to pay whatever, $8,000 plus interest or whatever. It comes out to $16K, right? And then, of course, his attorney went back to Phil and said, well, you owe $16,000. How would you like to pay that? And Phil said, I don't have $16,000. So he said, all right, well, we need to see if we can get you put in a payment plan. The attorney came back and said, Philip, you have to come up with $4K. You have to come up with $4,000, and then you would have to pay X amount every month for the next 10 years, and that's how you pay it off. And at the end of the loan, at the end of the payment thing, you will end up actually paying probably like $35,000 with interest, penalties, and whatever. He's going to be paying double that amount, right? So he said, okay, not a problem. So, of course, he e-begged. He ended up making, I think, like $8K, right? Didn't he make like $8,000 in total, plus the $4,000 his mom gave him? He raised about $12,000 that he could have applied to the back taxes, right? Did he apply the $16,000? Nope. He took the $8K that he made, right, and then took the $4K that his mom gave him, that he scammed his mother out of, and he decided to go on a payment plan. So instead of going on a payment plan for, say, $4,000, which is what would have been the remaining balance, which would have been manageable, which you could have probably paid off in like 3 or 4 years, he decided, fuck that, no thank you, I'll pay it in 10 years, and whatever, my payment will be this amount every month. I can manage that. I can manage $500 a month for 10 years. Like a fucking idiot. Instead of paying the $12K, and trust me, I guarantee you, if he would have had a good lawyer, his lawyer probably would have bounced back, argued with the state, and said, "Look, we don't think he owes 16. He probably owes about 12,000." Or say, "Look, we're willing to come up with an agreement. We're willing to pay the $12,000 and consider it washed." I guarantee you, most states will work with you and say, "Okay, $12,000, fine." Because you're happy that they're getting anything. So they'd be happy to take the $12,000, especially if you're telling them, "Look, I have the cash, we'll pay right now. My client will pay right now."
I need that money.
But he didn't do that.
He definitely hasn't paid any of his taxes this year.
Oh, I doubt it. I doubt it. Because you figure he makes, what, $120? He brought in, what, $120? Let's see here. Let's see, if he brought in $120, 120K, for the year, let's say his taxes is 20%, and that's being conservative. All right, wait. So 120,000 times, that's $24,000. That's $24,000 he would have had to fork out. You really think this guy's paying $24,000 in taxes? Do you think he has $24,000 saved up to pay his taxes? And $24,000, if you divide that up by 12 months, that's $2,000 a month. Are you seriously? Is Phil seriously want anyone to believe that he's saving $2,000 a month to pay his taxes? No fucking way. No way. No fucking way. He's probably making like a small little payment every month, maybe a couple $100, and then at the end of the year, he scrounges for the rest and probably gets an extension, and then by October of that following year, he eventually pays it all off. But he's always like 6 months behind. He's always like 6 months, like, all right, I'm gonna extend this out, I'm gonna extend this out, I'm gonna extend this out. He's not even saving no way, no, I'm not buying it. So when April comes around and people start speculating about why is Phil being paranoid, why is he begging so much, it's always taxes.
I need that money to pay my bills.
It's always taxes.
He didn't even need a lawyer to settle. They give you the option online to offer a settlement.
Yeah, exactly. He could have handled this all by himself. He didn't have to pay the $1,500 to a lawyer that he did. This is shit that you essentially. You respond back to the email, the letter, you can request a hearing. So essentially they'll call you, you have a conversation with them, and then you figure it the fuck out, but I'm guessing it was a big amount. I'm guessing what DSP probably owed was about $10,000-$12,000, which he didn't have. And, of course he was trying not to pay that. And that's why he got a lawyer. He thought, if I get a lawyer, I won't have to pay for anything. But you were wrong, Phil. You were very wrong.
And then health too. Like I said, some health stuff's been coming up too, and it's all at once.
Oh, the health
it's
stuff.
Like,
what your fat wife?
Like, what the flaming fuck am I supposed to do?
Beg.
And I want to say, people are being tremendously generous right now. You're seeing people are subbing and tipping, and I appreciate it. I really do.
And none of that. And none of that went to pay the back taxes.
Regarding my health. And I'm not going to even tell you the details about it because honestly, someone's health is their own business unless there's a reason.
Unless you need the e-bag, right? Yep.
To publicly come out and talk about it.
Like when you need money to e-bag. Yep. Okay.
I'm not going to talk about that portion of it at this point. Maybe in the future I will bring it up. But I've been having health problems. I've actually.
Funny, really, he uses money to be lazy.
GBRC, thank you, brother, for the too funny. He really, he uses anything to be lazy. He's just a lazy ass douchebag. And again, the reason why he owed $16,000 was he's probably being just fucking lazy. He was probably being lazy. I'm sorry if you're gonna I know when I moved to Florida, man, before I even thought about moving to Florida, I looked at the tax situation. I looked at what my property taxes would cost. I looked at a new business. I saw there was no state income tax. I looked at all that and said, you know what? This is how much I'll be saving every year if I move to Florida. And that was a big driver for me moving to Florida. And even when I got here, the first year I got here, I did my taxes. I went to H&R Block And I got one of their accountants to do my taxes just to make sure I didn't fuck it up. You know what I mean? And then he gave me a roadmap and said, yep, if your situation stays the same every year, this is what you need to do. You have to pay your estimated taxes. You need your business tax. You have to do all this. And I said, all right, perfect. And it's been, what, 6 years? I've never had a problem. Never had a fucking problem.
Actually, see, this is the thing. You guys don't even know. I have health problems. I've had chronic health problems my whole life that I never told you.
I'm not going to lie. I'm not scared of anything in this world. Well, I'm scared of two things. Well, no. I'm scared of three things in this world, okay? I'm scared of God, I'm scared of Miss Duty, and I'm scared of the IRS. Those are three things I don't like to fuck with. I don't need that stress in my life. You know what I mean? It's like, if you ever watch Rocky 2, remember Rocky 2? Remember Rocky 2 when Apollo was hell-bent on rematching Rocky, right? And he was yelling and screaming because Rocky Balboa didn't want to rematch him because of his health. And he was telling his crew, Apollo was telling his manager and everything, you know, he was like, no, I'm going to fight him. I don't give a shit. Get him, get him to fight, right? And then Apollo turned to his manager and said, do you think I won the first match? And the manager turned to him and said, you got the decision. And then Apollo looked at him and said, but did I win? And then his manager came to him and said, look, bro, I've seen you whip the shit out of this man to the point where you've never whooped any other man ever in your life, brother. You whipped him so bad that I was surprised. And he kept coming. He kept coming after you, okay? We don't need that kind of man in our life. That's how I feel with the IRS, Miss Duty, and God. Okay, we don't need that. We don't need that heat. So again, you don't need to fuck with them, man. You can be a douchebag. The other shit in your life, those three things you should be cool with. You should find peace with those three things.
It's not the back injury; it's other stuff.
Alrighty, shout out. That was a really good video. I did appreciate that recap. All right, we got one more video. I think I did find it.
In a different way. Okay, so Jesus bowed down to Mary.
Okay, this is the Mighty D video. This is the one I want to watch. So this is shout out to Mighty D. This is Phil talking about how he owes 30. He had 30 days to pay his bills. And if you guys were around at this time, my God, every pre-stream podcast, every pre-stream, every video was just him talking about the back taxes and how he had to raise money and he was going to lose his house. It was just nonstop. Every single day was the financial emergency stream where he had to figure out how to pay his taxes.
Oh! Here's Phil to tell you more.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome.
Oh God, remember this?
What? It's a momentous day for many reasons. For many reasons. It's because I'm probably sunburnt for being outside today. For rarity, I'm actually outside. Huh? March 23rd. An incredibly important day, ladies and gentlemen. That is the date of my marathon. The date of my streaming marathon. The first one I've ever done. It's a serious 12-plus hour marathon starting around 10 a.m. and finishing around 10 p.m. A variety of games will be played, including Sekiro.
Sekiro.
It is the new release and people
will want a fix of that, okay? Probably the retro...
by the way, this was the marathon where I think he told everyone what he actually owed. And then he actually made his goal $16,000. That was just insane, man.
Nintendo games that I'm playing, like Super Mario RPG and Donkey Kong.
Yeah, honestly, I missed these slideshows because they were cringy as fuck. My God, these slideshow things were so fucking cringy.
Country 1 or 2. Maybe I'll have beaten 1 by then. Who knows?
Yeah, big ups to Mighty D.
Probably some Blackout Battle Royale in that session for variety's sake. Maybe some Modern Warfare Remastered in that session for variety's sake. Okay? Among other things, I'm not going to 100% tell you exactly, you know...
This dedicated schedule, you know, minute by
minute. But it's going to be a lot of variety of fun stuff. And it's going to be a really fun marathon. The purpose of this marathon, very simple. Give me monies! I have horrible news. I have news that may be some of the worst news I've ever brought you.
Begging.
Give me monies.
Begging.
Give me monies. I make roughly half of my income from YouTube. Trying to raise funds to pay my taxes next month, all right? Actually, I have an update in regards to this. I've been told by my CPA I am completely disabled. I will know everything about my taxes this coming week. So he's going to get everything done this week. So I know exactly what the deal is with what I owe in mid-April. All right, which is good because that's going to give us a goal. Let's say we know what I owe.
Our goal,
I'll have a goal to work toward. Right? When I do this marathon, I'll have a goal. Here's what we need to raise. What can we do to knock this down today? This is a good thing. All right. So that's very good that he's promising that I'm going to have everything this week. That's excellent. I was very pleased with that. I was like, yes, before the marathon, we're going to know, and it's going to be great. So that's good. Okay. I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping that, best case scenario, he says, okay, based on what you gave me information-wise, you owe less than what you thought you even owed, and it's not that big of a deal. Okay. Real talk.
Oh yeah. He's definitely going to do a marathon. He's been it's really low. What ended up happening again? This is more proof again that he owes back taxes. So before he did his birthday marathon, he was talking about how you know what, I'm doing it every month. It's not special. My dents aren't coming out wailing out to me, right? And he thought maybe the marathon stream wasn't going to get as much money as he thought he was going to get, right? So he was looking to cancel the May marathon and June marathon so that July, when they did the investment day marathon, that the whales would come out and drop massive amounts of cash. Well, his birthday, he made, $2,000. So of course he saw that he made $2,000. And of course, DSP doesn't have too much of a, his brain capacity can't make him stop and say, well, maybe I got all this money because it was my birthday. And, any other stream like Mega Man I'm not going to be making $1,000, $2,000. But he's so fucking desperate. So, yes, we are going to be getting a May 3rd marathon. That's another reason why I think he's taking off May 1st. Because he figures, you know what? If I take off May 1st and May 2nd, I'll have May 3rd to make up for any lost income. So, yeah, that's why I think he's actually taking off for the May 1st. And the fact that it's on a Friday... he'll take off that Friday, that Saturday, and be back Sunday for his marathon. I found it really interesting that he wanted to do it on the 3rd, which is Sunday. So he normally doesn't like to do marathons on Sunday. He likes to do them Friday and Saturday, where most people, especially Saturday, for some reason, Saturday marathons tend to make more money for him because more of his dents are at home doing nothing. So they're not actually, doing anything. So they're sitting there watching, giving him money.
This is what I'm afraid of. What? What the hell is going on? What am I supposed to do? What the fuck? What does that mean? Now I'm like, what does that, this is wild and insane. What is going on?
He does.
Huh? What? What does that mean? I don't know.
What?
Okay, what does that mean? Am I actually expecting that to happen?
No.
Like I told you guys, because I didn't pay taxes over the course of the year like the government wants me to, they expect me to pay 4 estimated payments. I'm assuming there's going to be interest and
4
fees
estimated
and all this
payments
shit that accrued on top of what I actually owed. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to be a good situation, just being honest here.
Okay, all right. So now I remember this situation. This situation wasn't the back taxes. This was his regular taxes. So on top of the back tax issue, he ended up running into a problem where he wasn't paying his fucking taxes. And of course, he blamed that he wasn't making enough money, and that's the reason why he wasn't paying his taxes. So I believe he set up a special marathon just to pay his taxes that he owed for that year. Can you imagine that shit? Not only is he going to sit there and beg his viewers to give him money for back taxes that he failed to pay, he's now begging them to pay his normal taxes. I forgot about that. I forgot that there was that period where not only did he owe back taxes, he actually owed his current taxes on top of everything. I'm sorry. I can't imagine living like that. You know what I mean? He must have had a bout of diarrhea every single day. Like his nerves must have been shot sitting there worried living like this. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm a bit of a planner when it comes to my finances, and just having that uncertainty would just drive me insane. Owing money, or it would just drive me crazy. It would. That's no way to fucking live, man.
Money,
But this fucking dude thinks, nope, this is perfectly fine. This is normal. Everyone lives like this. It's why he lived with a fucking broken toilet for 7 years, because he thinks shit like that is just normal. Shane, thank you, brother, for being a member for 9 months. Big ups, brother.
But I'm actually going to.
The diaries from Jim.
The other good thing is, I'll be able to take a look at the money that I already have, from Emerald 7's subs and all of that from back in December, and I'll be able to put that against what I owe and get a grand total. This is what I need to raise in the next 30 days.
Yeah, look.
Pay your
it's a money
taxes.
creature. He just throws money around. What the hell was that?
Praise duty. I completely forgot about taxes this year.
How,
Thanks
bro?
for the reminder.
How, man? How could you forget about American-style taxes? Gotta pay taxes, man. No one can forget that. Make sure right now you get off the stream and go do your taxes, brother. Go file your taxes. At the very least, file for an extension. At least do that.
So, okay. So, in fact, it actually, wow. Today is the 15th. And
so this is the problem with DSP, is that of course he always pays the minimum. So he has no equity in that house, even though he got that house for about $250,000. I think he paid about $250,000. Let's just say that he decides he's not going to refinance and take an equity loan out of it. Hopefully he doesn't do that, because if he does that, if he refinances his home to take out equity, he's the biggest idiot out there. That's just stupid as fuck, right? Let's hopefully he doesn't do that. Let's just say he continues just owing the $250,000 that he owes, right? The problem with that is that every year his HOA and his property taxes will go up. I think right now someone said he's paying about $7,000 a year on property taxes, and then his HOA is $600. His HOA and his property taxes are about $14,000 a year. $14,000 a year. So even if he pays off his mortgage, right? Even if he pays off his mortgage tomorrow, he's still gonna have to figure out how to pay $14,000 a year, which comes out to about $1,200 a month. So, and then it's gonna go up every year. His HOA goes up and his property taxes go up. You know what I mean? So that might be the root cause why he may have to eventually sell his house, is he just can't afford living there anymore. I mean, and I'm sorry, $600 for an HOA? Fuck that. I don't give a shit. I could be living in Beverly Hills, and I wouldn't pay $600 for fucking an HOA. That's insane. It's crazy. And the thing too is that his property, when he bought the house, I think he initially paid about $2,000 in property taxes, but his house went from $250,000 being valued at $250,000 to about $500,000 now. So he's paying whatever the percentage is on $500,000 on that home. The house isn't worth $500K, which is ridiculous. $600 per year is nothing. No, $600 a month. Buffalo, a month, not a year. His HOA is $600 a month. Yes. His property taxes are $7,000 a year. Yes. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm sorry if I got it confused. Yes, he's paying $600 a month for property tax. No, $600 a month for HOA, and about $670 or whatever for income tax. Excuse me, for property taxes. So he's literally paying about $1,400 a month just for property taxes and for HOA, which is insane. And he literally gets nothing. He gets nothing for that HOA. It's insane.
And wow, it actually is exactly 30 days from today. So I have 30 days to raise the money that I need for my taxes starting today. Damn.
Yeah, I believe they calculate his mortgage and his principal is about $1,600 a month. So he pays $1,600 a month for his mortgage and the principal of the loan, on top of the $1,400 for HOA and property taxes. So his mortgage, just paying for his house alone, is running him close to over $3,000 a month.
Okay, guys, so let's talk. I have horrible news. I have news that may be some of the worst news I've ever brought you. Yeah, that's really bad, guys, because I'm gonna die.
Yeah, so that's good news.
And like I said, with this marathon coming up, the purpose of the marathon being to give me. This is a serious situation. If I can't raise the funds for my taxes, I have to sell my house and lose basically everything that I've worked for. And obviously, I don't want that to happen. So this is the time now, if you absolutely love my content here on YouTube, to please contribute as well. And here's how you can do it. So, yeah.
Yeah, the mortgage is doable, but the problem is that's just for the principal and the interest. When you add the HOA and the property taxes, he's paying over $3,000 a month. That's insane. I don't give a shit. I mean, no, I'm sorry. I don't care how financially set I am. I would never pay $3,000 a month for a property, for a house that I can live in. That's insane.
All right. Actually, this is kind of funny. So right now,
nope. Kazori, these numbers are 100% legit. You can do the calculations yourself. So you can actually go to the King County. So if you go to the Washington State website or whatever, go to the King County Seattle website. You can actually see the information out there. Pull up Phil's property, his house, because that's available. You see what he's paying in taxes, and then you see the HOA. Actually, what you would do, what the HOA thing, what we did with that one is we actually went to you can go to the HOA website, or you can pull up you can find a property that's for sale in that community, and like on Zillow, and they list what the HOA is, and the HOA is $600 a month. He said it himself. He talked about his HOA before. His HOA a couple years ago was like $450. He was paying like $450, and that was a couple years ago. So every year that shit increases.
I don't have any console on, and reason being is because the Wii U has that really weird fucking dashboard music that's very annoying. And
well, the last 2 years, I think he's been making repairs to the property, and they come out once a year, I think he said, to do a fire inspection to make sure that his smoke alarm and his carbon detector is okay. So I'm pretty sure they look around for other shit. It's quite crazy. It's quite insane. Holy fuck, my mortgage is only $1,625, but Arizona's cheaper. Well, I mean, his mortgage was cheap. I mean, the property, he bought it when prices were still low. He paid $250 for the house. The problem is, though, the house is now worth $500,000. He's paying whatever the property taxes is for that. I think property taxes are like, I don't know what he pays a year for that. I think his property taxes in that area is like 4-point-something%. And then his HOA is insane. $600 for an HOA is crazy.
I didn't want to play that during the pre-stream when I was playing music and everything. So I guess every day I play the Wii U, I have to leave it off until we're ready to actually go with gameplay. All right. All right, so.
Oh my goodness, that's for you, sorry.
I don't know what just happened. I yawn out of nowhere. Huh? Okay, what does that mean?
Yeah, I know. It's funny, Ben, because DSP thinks that after a certain amount of time, all that goes away. Nah, man. It may get removed from your report, but you have to rebuild your credit up again. It's gonna be quite some time. I don't think DSP is gonna actually get. I don't think he's gonna refinance and take out an equity loan on his property. I don't think he's gonna do that. If he's smart, he won't do that. That's just stupid. But you know, it's DSP here. Because you know what he's going to do. He's going to take that money, and all it's going to be spending money for him to buy more toys and junk. It's not like he's going to apply it to fix the house up. You know what I mean? Like, he might buy a dishwasher, and then the rest of the money just goes, you know, to buying shit for his studio.
I don't know why I'm yawning. I seriously, I don't have no idea. I know I got enough sleep.
If he can, he would, but it takes time, man. It's going to take him at least 10 to 11 years to fix his credit back up.
Anonymous cheerer did a 300-bit cheer. Again, this is the new thing on Twitch, guys, where you can be anonymous. Pretty much everything you do. You can anonymously gift a sub, you can anonymously cheer, And of course, with my tips, you can anonymously tip. So you can do everything anonymously, and that will avoid any kinds of harassment.
Based on a review of community reports and your activity or content, so very generic, we have issued a community guideline strike for your account. Reason?
Harassment.
So in a moment of weakness and a moment of anger of my own, being angry that this guy had blatantly come into my stream chat just to say something really nasty to me. All right?
I addressed his physical appearance in a negative fashion.
In fact, I would almost want to say that coming up, if anyone is considering doing a significant amount of contributions to help me with my taxes, you should probably do it anonymously.
Do it anonymously.
That will
PayPal.
avoid any kind of harassment.
No one will
No,
be able to know
that will avoid you paying the percentage that YouTube or Twitch gets. That's what you're saying.
after you for it. You know what I mean?
Xbox One is garbage. It took me $2 and says, I love The Division 2. It's so fun, and I play solo 90% of the time. Then good on you. If that's the kind of game you like, a repetitive, grindy shooter against, repetitive AI opponents, and that's your forte, good on you. Enjoy it, To each their own, I say. There's a place for every kind of game out there. I'm not the kind of person I used to be. I used to be like, wow, if you really like a game that I don't, you're an asshole or you're stupid. I'm not like that anymore. Listen.
Oh, you're not
Everyone
like that
likes something
anymore.
different. I'm happy that people of different interests and different walks of life come by my streams.
Ethnicities.
And this Asian kid comes up to her. He says, man, I don't like these kind of things. As you know, I'm a variety streamer. So every day you see something different here. And that's the good thing about my streaming is that I do a variety.
I mean, I guess if he does a video for the DoorDash and he uses it for content, I guess he could write that off. That could be a business expense. But again, that you gotta be very careful. You gotta be careful with shit like that.
Variety of stuff. That's why I get such a varied audience on a daily basis, because I'm playing different things. You know what I mean? Some people will absolutely like that stuff. Okay? Go right ahead and enjoy it. Cocksucker. Go right ahead and enjoy it. Go fuck yourself, Fuck your mother. I'm happy that you're happy and you're enjoying gaming. You're fucking idiot. You're the fucking idiot. Alright, but for me, the reason I don't like them is because they don't seem to really build towards much. They seem to be a lot of repetitive gameplay. And that's why, in particular, games like Destiny, The Division, Ghost Recon Wildlands, Fallout 76, Anthem. Hold on. Let me get my laundry list out of the games that all follow the identical formula over the past 3-4 years. You see my point?
Nope.
That's why I'm not interested in them, okay? Wow. Excuse me.
Alright, okay, alright. There was one more. Hold on a second. I thought I saved it. Let me see. Let me go to my watch list. Hold on. Your channel. Watch later. Yeah, let's watch the Mighty D one here, losing the house.
I really do believe that if I keep positive and I stay an 80+.
Stop supporting these retarded, worthless betas.
Right. Look, listen.
Salt is hygroscopic, a fancy word that means it attracts water. Salt.
Alright, what is going on, everyone? Darkside Phil here, fresh off of finishing up an 80+ hour playthrough of Dragon Quest XI. And I'm doing a special festive video. As you can see, the office has been quite festive so far this month. It'll be like this.
It's festive.
But the real reason I'm making this video, if you don't regularly attend my streams and or watch the pre-stream videos right here on DSP Gaming, you may not be aware of any of this stuff coming up because I don't talk about it in the gameplay videos regularly.
A few moments later.
Help out with my current financial difficulties. If you guys watched the special video I put out 2 weeks ago on Thanksgiving, the situation is pretty.
Okay, all right. This was this is where he was talking about where he was doing special videos for YouTube, his YouTube audience, to make sure that they were supporting, so they were watching ads.
Dire. If I can't raise a lot of money between now and April, I'm pretty much faced with no other option but to sell this house. And it sucks because I worked my ass off to earn
Sonic Boom!
Everyone was a little hyped for the online component, and the online component doesn't work. I should have been earning because of trollish activities against me, to the point where, again, this year would have been fine if I hadn't done things like lost my freaking partnership with Curse, amongst other sponsorship opportunities that I had.
Always somebody else's problem.
Shit who harassed me on the internet.
All day, trolls just drilled me all day, all day.
If you're one of
Oh, hold on a second. The Curse thing, motherfucker, didn't you get taken down from Curse because of your deep space playthrough? The Hello Jew and all that. Wasn't that the reason why Curse decided to fucking send you to Ban World? Not because of trolls, because you decided that you wanted to role play as a Nazi.
YouTube viewers, you don't come to my streams. The bottom line is you probably don't hear me talking about it much.
Dead Space.
I need your help. If I'm going to stay here and keep my freaking house and not have to sell it next year, I need your support. All right. So there's 4 events coming up. All right, so I'm on a new server immediately. We've already got a really obnoxious guy on a loud-ass fucking mic that's really annoying, and I'm going to have to mute it. I can't take it. I can't take it.
Oh, I remember this. This was so great.
A minute into the new server.
What was it? It was Deep Space, wasn't it? Was it Deep Space? No, what the fuck was Dead Space? Dead Space. What the fuck was it called? Was it Dead Space or Deep Space? I don't remember. I know it was the second one. Dead Space. There you go. Thank. Yeah, I'm old. I'm sorry. It was Dent Space. Let's just call it Dent Space. There you go.
And we got a guy with simulation fantasy matches for the holidays. My holiday gaming marathon coming up, and then on Christmas Eve, I'm going to do a special Christmas Eve podcast. All right, so 4 completely separate opportunities.
4 opportunities for you to give him money.
I'm done, ladies and gentlemen. And on Christmas Eve, I'm going to do a special Christmas Eve podcast. All right, so 4 completely separate events and opportunities that if you could join a live stream and you want to contribute and get credit for your contributions, you'll be able to. All right, so the first event is actually in 2 days. It's going to be December 6th. There's no cheat codes. It's over. But you want to know what people used to do? If this happened to them on the SNES, they got the Game Genie and they plugged it the fuck in, and they just went.
Creatine user.
See the ending. So.
Big ups, Creatine user. Thank you, brother, for being a member. That counts as a new one. That's right. Let's put that up on the momentum board. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you for being a member. And don't forget, brother, you qualify now for the monthly giveaway.
What a waste of time. Sorry, guys. I really enjoyed the game up to tonight. What a disappointment the end of the game is, right? What a fucking disappointment that they ruined it with that. But it is what it is, I guess. That's it, folks. Sorry.
I thought you were a mod, Creatine. No?
Because they made a terrible ending of the game.
This is a different Creatine. I think this is a different Creatine. This isn't our normal Creatine user. Unless he got banned. Did you get banned, Creatine user? I know we used to have a Creatine user here before. Just confirm that you're the same guy. All right.
Terrible, man.
All right, no problem, brother. I got you.
And Sonic Dreams Collection. Hoo boy. I know what that is, and that's going to be wild. Okay. So, the bottom line is I'll be doing a variety of stuff that day. Unlike my normal sessions, what it's going to happen is I'm going to be doing a running tally of how much I raid that day. So that's a good opportunity.
I think you're a different one. You're a different one.
Hang out with me.
Yo, you're the original. All right, brother. All right.
Content. I want to help them out. You want to leave a tip or whatever during that day? That would be a great opportunity to do so. The next one is going to be.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you being a member.
Sims that I do once a year. It's not real wrestlers in these. It's basically cartoon characters and pop culture icons, all in crazy, over the top wrestling matches. It's really fun. And this year I'm going all out. I'm doing 2 separate games. It'll be Fire Pro Wrestling World and WWE 2K19. Sucks. It's the end of the game, and the literally because the autosave fucked me, there's no way to actually beat it now. How stupid is that? What a horribly made game. Seriously. I don't know why idiots.
I think this was part of the Christmas marathon, right? Where you ended up getting like $15 or something. All right, I want to watch another one real quick. Let's watch another one. This is Snore Hogan. Shout out to Snore Hogan. This was from 3 years ago, and of course that was what? That would be 2023. We have DSP here still complaining about the back taxes. Literally 2 years after he, signed his agreement, avoided going to jail, he's still bitching about taxes.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. Snort, snort, snort.
Hogan, drip,
snort. I got the drip.
I got the drip. And I'm hoping for the best. Every year I'm nervous when I do my taxes because I'm self-employed. I own my own business, and it's very different from when you have a 9-to-5 job or a part-time job. Again, when you have a 9-to-5 or part-time job, every time you get paid, they're automatically taking the taxes you owe the federal government. If you live in the U.S. anyway, this is how it works. They automatically take those taxes out of your pay, so you're getting what's called the net pay. Now, sometimes you overpay, and at the end of the year, when you file your taxes, they say, "Hey, guess what? You're getting a refund. Congrats, you get some money back." You're like, "Wow, that's neat. I get some money back. I love a little bonus here. That's excellent." When you own your own business, you've never paid enough. There's never been a single year.
That's not true, Phil.
That I've operated a business on YouTube where I have actually had like a refund. It's never.
Because you're an idiot. That's not true. If you were to pay your estimated taxes appropriately, right, the right amount, which most people recommend, it's about 30%. That's what most people say. You should pay minimum 30%, right? If you pay your 30%, right, which I think is a little excessive, but if you paid your 30% every quarter, your estimated taxes, and then at the end of the year, you file your taxes, and then you do your write-ups. So you essentially say, these are your expenses, this is what you paid, these are your deductions, right? You could get a return back. That's what I did this year. It wasn't a big return, but I got some money back. But again, you don't like to pay, and I'm sure this guy pays the minimum amount, even if he does pay the minimum amount. And I think he probably pays like a couple $100 a month. And he's just like, this is all I'm paying. This is all I can afford, right? And then he figures, I'll deal with it at the end of the year. And then he has this big-ass tax bill. And then he files an extension. And then he pays it off by October of that year. I'm positive that's what he does. That's why he's always stressed out about taxes.
Happen. It's always somehow you underpaid.
Somehow. You do your taxes, you fucking idiot.
Out of the money I get. It's my responsibility on a monthly basis, or at the very least on a quarterly basis, to be making estimated payments to the government. They expect me to guess like exactly how much I'm going to make, and or based on the performance of what's going on the few months before, kind of guess and okay, this is what I should owe, and then send it to them. And the thing is, do you have to do it that way? No, but if you don't, you get hit with so many penalties. You'll get hit with a ridiculous amount of late fees and penalties if you don't pay them anything till the end of the year. Because some people do that. They just don't care. They wait till the end of the year. They send one lump sum payment to the government. Here's what I owe you for taxes. But then you get hit with a bunch of fees. So the better way to do it is to gradually do it slowly over the year. But you're just guessing. A lot of the times you don't actually know yet.
No, Creatine, there's a couple. I have a couple tiers. I have a couple of member tiers. You're good, brother. You're good. I mean, you don't. I think there's a couple tiers. You get a little something extra, but the two tiers, 1 Minute Man and the Only Iced Coffee, it's basically the same thing. You don't get anything extra for that. And then I have one where you can actually get a spoon if you want. A DSP Eat It spoon.
Exactly what you owe, and then again, I
think you can upgrade if you want, Creatine user. You can just upgrade.
It's always under. So
I don't know how to do it, but you can upgrade.
Did I gross underpay last year by accident and didn't intend to? And now is it going to tell me that I owe a ginormous amount of back taxes that now I have to somehow pay over time?
But you're good, brother. You're good. Don't worry about it.
Already tight. So now can you imagine? Now I got to factor in. I got to pay more for a back tax payment because I already, as you guys know, I've mentioned this before, and I'm not going to go into massive detail. And this is not going to be a giant segment of the show. I do have back taxes.
By the way, it's not a plastic spoon, like a plastic spoon you buy at Walmart. It's actually a pretty thick, sturdy spoon that I got 3D printed, and it actually has a poop fudge stain on the top of it, which you can paint. It's really nice. Anyone here that got the spoon from me, describe it. You guys can see. It's a very nice spoon. It's very well done.
That I'm paying, and it's all left over from the days. When I had all those financial problems, I've still got back taxes.
It looks like Jello. It looks like you're eating pudding, but since DSP said use the spoon to eat shit out of his ass, you can color it brown and use your imagination.
Years and years that I have to pay off slowly. It's going to take forever. I might be doing it for decades.
Yeah,
seriously.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't eat with it.
Slow burn of trying to get it off of your back.
It's decorative. It's a decorative
if
spoon.
I had the money, I would pay it right now. I don't have it. But, the government wants their money. So it's like, well, I got to slow pay it.
You playing? Oh man, that's awesome, Georgia.
People say to me, "Well, Phil, I don't understand. Where does all your money go?" I've got a lot of things.
By the way, if you don't, so I have a couple different tiers. You can get a Gout Boy or a Duty Mug or a spoon. If you don't want to pay, I get that. You can just email me. If anybody wants the spoon or the Gout Boy and you want to print it out yourself, just email me. I have the pod. So I have the STL file, which you can go to like a website and get it, or if you have a 3D printer yourself, you could 3D print it yourself for free. You just email me, say that you want the STL, and I'll send you the STL for whatever you want, the Duty Mug, the spoon, or Gout Boy. Yeah, you're all good. Yeah, I don't charge anything, brother. It's all good.
Things like that going on. Basically, money that I have a slow owe.
And by the way, that goes for, yeah, I got the piggy bank too. That goes for anybody. If you guys want to get your own, order your own or whatever, just email me at that email and I'll send you the STL file for free. You can do whatever you want with it. Just do me a favor. Don't print out like 1,000 of them. I don't want to see them on eBay, please.
A slow owe. Wow, is that a new term I just made up? A slow owe, where you owe it, but you don't have to pay it immediately. As long as you pay it slowly, it's okay. But it basically drips you dry. So every month I get a payment from YouTube, and immediately it's like, okay, pay the big stuff, like the mortgage, the car. Wait, what about all these slow...
I don't know. Oh, it's probably because I refuse to do content with him. By the way, he's actually is Mr. Local here? Mr. Local messaged me the other day, and he asked me if I was interested in doing an interview with PWR, and I said no, thank you. I said no, I don't do content with mentally deficient idiots like PWR. So I said no, I'm avoiding him. So I guess that's why he's been begging me for fucking months to do content with him. But if he acted like a normal person, then maybe. But he's just an idiot. What's the ultimate? Let's see what happened here, brother. I need some prayers, really. Any help would be great. Brother. Okay. Do you mind if I share? Do you mind if I share, brother? Ultimate? I mean, I'm not going to share our conversation, but I'll just share why you're requesting prayer, okay? Just say yes. Yes. Just say yes if you're good. If not, I'll keep it very generic. You know what? On the safe side, I'll keep it very generic. So, our guy, Ultimate here, brother, he needs some prayers, man. He really needs some prayers. He's going through a tough time in his life right now. And he's being there for himself and people that he loves. And he's a good dude. He's a really good dude. We had a conversation. I tried to give him as much of his advice as I could, but but just put some prayers. Let's put some prayers out for him. He's a good dude, man, and he's struggling. He really is, and I know it's tough. Ultimate, brother. I'll keep it. I'll keep it very high level, but someone that's very close to him that he actually cares for deeply got injured, and it's a struggle, and there's some more serious things going on back there as well with that person and her family. So let's just keep him in prayer. And Ultimate, brother, send me a DM, man. You got me on Twitch, brother. We could chat, man. Hit me up if you need some. If you need just someone to talk to, man, I'm here for you, brother. All right, I'm here for you. I told you in DMs, I'm here for you, brother. So we're gonna pray for you, all right, brother. So hope everything goes well, man. I hope that person's doing better. I really hope so. Okay. All right, brother. Okay.
So it goes to this payment plan, to this payment plan, to this. Oh, I have no money left, and that's what happens every month. And so when I do my taxes, it's like nervous even further. Will it go up? Will they now tell me I have to double what I'm already paying on my the back payment plan? And where's that money coming from?
I'm here for you, brother. We're here for you, man.
So it's concerning. It's frustrating. And it makes me nervous.
Yeah, do me again, Ultimate. Do me a favor, brother. If you need the chat, man, hit me up on DMs and after this, and we could chat it up. All right, brother.
Whenever I have to work on this, it really does. And that's what I mean. Like, it was a stressful day yesterday because the first half of the day was a stressful game of Wolong Fallen Dynasty. And I'm like, here we go. Now we can relax and we can have a chill stream. Oops, there's no chill stream today. I'm doing my taxes. Oh, shit. And now here comes the stress. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, we know what you're saying, Phil.
Nick says my Connecticut tax guy did me dirty all those years ago. He did. He absolutely did. That's one of the reasons. And again, not to beat the dead horse of my history.
Yeah. I've talked to Craig a couple times. It's just nothing kind of worked out right, but yeah, I wouldn't mind doing a segment going in talking about Phil. And my experience with DSP would be good. He brings Phil up from time to time. I think he mostly brings them up when there's new people when there's some new guests that aren't aware really of DSP. And what he tries to do is he tries to expose who DSP to more people, which I think is great. I think it's always good to expose DSP to noobs. That's always great. So he's Craig is doing the Lord's work over there. But yeah, I wouldn't mind.
But when I lived in Connecticut, I had a tax guy who was doing my taxes, and he's doing them all correctly. When I moved out here to Washington 9 years ago...
Wait.
Okay. This guy, I told him, I guess we're saying goodbye because I'm moving to a new state. All the taxes are likely going to end up having to be calculated differently because I'm in a different state now. And he assured me, oh no, I can continue to keep doing your taxes. Please keep your business with me. We'll do it all correctly, yada, yada. So he did my taxes 2014, 2015, 2016. And then come 2017, I get notified by the state of Washington that he was doing them wrong all along, and I owed them a ton of money. And I'm like, great. And that's really one of the major things that screwed me over, you know. As I told you guys, there's been many different like milestones in life here where I've been a YouTuber where it's like I'm getting to a good point financially and then something screws me. And that was really the tipping point because after that, there was no coming back. Like once that one happened, that I had to pay thousands upon thousands of back thousands of dollars to this state. And then I had to pay a tax attorney to fix that. And that was thousands of dollars of work and everything. Basically, that was it. I was never coming back from any of it. And that's one of the major reasons that led to my bankruptcy. Not all of them, but anyway.
I need those.
So now I'm kind of like,
really do. I need that money.
I do. I get nervous.
I paid my taxes, brother. No. I paid my taxes. I pay my taxes monthly. Sometimes I do it quarterly. It depends if I get busy, but I try to pay my estimated taxes on a monthly basis, and I'm good to go. Come April, or usually I do mine in March. I did mine in March this year. March 20th, I think I did my final filing. I was good to go. I filed, I reconciled, I put my business expenses, which aren't much. I don't claim a lot of business expenses. And I was good to go. The IRS said, we owe you a couple bucks, so here you go. And I said, thank you. I appreciate it. Peace out. And I always try to be very careful, man. I always like charitable donations. I don't claim everything. For my medical, I don't claim everything. I'm very careful. So I don't think you will ever hear me come on and tell you guys I have to pay back taxes. And if I did have to pay back taxes, I wouldn't tell you guys. I would just pay my back taxes and be done with it, and then just move on. Okay. But you know, DSP had to tell everyone because he had no other option. It wasn't like he could have kept this a secret. There was no way for him to be able to keep this a secret. He had to tell people because, of course, if he didn't tell people, people wouldn't give him the money that he needed. And the worst part of you know what the worst part of this all was? One, he told his Dents about it, which again, he's telling people his personal business, and he's grifting and he's e-begging. Okay, that's the first thing. Second, he made about $8,000. His Dents came in and gave him $8,000 to apply to his taxes. He didn't even apply to his taxes. He took that money and spent it on bills, WWE champions, DoorDash, whatever, just nonsense. And then scammed his poor mother out of $4K just so that he could join just so that he could be part of the payment plan. Because he needed, I think, 20% of whatever it was that he owed. So, not only did he tell people, he embarrassed himself there. He gave his detractors more ammo to call him an e-beggar. He didn't even use the money to pay off. I mean, could you imagine if he would have taken the $12,000, the $4K his mom gave him, the $8K he made off his Dents? That would have been $12,000. He would have just had to pay $4,000 in back taxes. He could have had that paid off already. That could have been all paid and done with, and one less bill every month that he has to worry about. But he didn't even do that. And how many years is it? This was a 2017, 2018 when this happened. Literally 8 years later, we're celebrating the anniversary of when he scammed the IRS. You keep being yourself, Phil. Never change, brother. Straight up. DSP, please never change. Continue being you, man. I know sometimes I come on and I say, Phil, I give him advice and I wish that he would change or modify his behavior. But honestly, folks, I need to be honest. I don't want him to change. I want him to continue being the person he is. Keep being the scumbag locale that you are, Phil. Keep just giving us content. Never change, man. Really. Never change. I know Phil sometimes says that the SOK and his old detractors back in the day were detractors because they wanted him to do better, which is nonsense. No, I'm not of that school. Sometimes I wish he would do better just because, stop being a scumbag all his life. But I know he's not going to do any better. So, I don't know. Let's finish watching the rest of this.
Around tax time, because even though I did everything I possibly could
hothead
to do my taxes correctly, it doesn't mean that I did. Even as much as I try due diligence to make sure everything's right, even if you're paying someone thousands of dollars to do your taxes, they could still do them wrong. And now you're screwed. You're on the hook for it. So that's why I hate this time of year, But the good news is more than the first half is done. Like I said, likely one more night, maybe.
It's like watching a car wreck. It's like watching a incoming car wreck. It's like sitting on top of a bridge during a snowstorm. And there are cars that are just stopped and they're going nowhere, and then you see some idiot speeding at 50 miles an hour up the ramp, and you just know, okay, this isn't gonna be good. This is gonna be pretty bad. This is not gonna end well for a lot of people. And then you just watch it, and you just see them slam into everyone and just cause havoc. That's DSP. Yep.
Second half of this month, I'll take off from streaming to finish the work, and hopefully that's it. And then I could just say, okay, phew. For the rest of the year, I can chill and relax and breathe easy and everything.
I got the drip, go. I got the drip, go. I got the drip, go. Like a faucet.
I got the drip, go. I got the drip, go. I got the drip, go. It's like a faucet that's dripping. Can't make it stop. So what do you want me to do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case I'm going to have to clear. This is what I mean. These dumb kids. This is what it is.
These dumb kids. Hey, folks, what does he have currently? He has the mute button. That's right. Shout out. Who says you can't teach an old pig new tricks? Yeah, he did. I did hear him. Jesus Christ. All right. Okay, I think we beat the dead cat to a pulp. I think we pretty much covered the tax situation here. It was funny, by the way. The daily rap was 13 minutes long of him him complaining about support. It looks like he's gonna probably wage quit everything. He's gonna wage quit Crimson Desert. He's gonna wage quit RimWorld. Thank God, please Jesus. If he wage quits anything, please God, let it be RimWorld. I hate RimWorld. Well, I don't hate RimWorld. I hate watching him play RimWorld. God, it's disgusting. Oh yeah, by the way, I love my thumbnail. Look at my thumbnail there. The Snortpocalypse. That's what I'm calling it, folks. The Snortpocalypse. And that's where we are. We are at the Snortpocalypse. Our boy Phil was upset. And he's been whining and crying. Oh, by the way, if you didn't get a chance, please watch the DSP Rage Quits Crimson Desert Adabras Sword. I forgot his name, man. Oh my God, that was just hilarious. That was great. That was a great fucking video. That was a great video watching him just get trashed. Yeah, so he's going to rage quit everything. He's going to rage quit Retro Rewind. The only thing he's going to probably continue playing is, sadly, Pokemon, which is another terrible fucking stream. Let's see here. DSP recorded bed segment. Let's watch a little bit of this. Why not?
She makes
What's up, Final Chicken?
Like video content of old games like
I'm
Juggernaut.
sorry, baby. If you're gonna have
I'm sorry, baby.
please let me know.
I'm sorry.
You're being insanely loud.
You're being insanely
I'm
loud.
sorry.
You're being insanely loud.
I was too loud, guys.
I gotta feel in trouble.
I'm sorry. My wife wants to go to sleep. I'm sorry, guys.
Such a cuck. He's the cuck.
Early. We still have
20 plus minutes to build up the stream and get a good group going, hopefully. I'm just going to forewarn all of you that are here early. I'm having major problems today with my nose. Earlier today, I couldn't stop sneezing. Then it wouldn't stop running. And the only thing I can think of is that it is, spring allergy season. I'm not sick. Like, I don't have any other symptoms, just my nose. And I did take an allergy pill earlier, and I think like it did help it a little bit. But it's not perfect. Like right now, I can tell you, because it's been going all day, I got the nasal drip going and everything. It's
You got the drip going. I got the drip.
So I already did as much as I could. I got my drop button here. If I need to clear my throat or my sinuses here tonight, I'll try to use it as much.
Bro, he looks like what's his name? Big Gay Al from South Park. He looks just like Big Gay Al.
As I possibly can. But may have to, pause to blow my nose or whatever here tonight, occasionally. It sucks, but what can you do, right? All right. So how y'all doing tonight? What's going on? Hold on one second when I see what my settings, my air conditioner's on. There we go. Because it's feeling a little stuffy in here. I wanted to get some cooler air. Adjusted it there. What's going on? What's everyone up to? Wow, YouTube chat is like dead. What's going on YouTube? Hopefully we get more viewers. What's happening over there?
Nobody wants to watch RimWorld. My God, I had to suffer through it myself last night.
Yeah, very annoying. Very, very annoying.
You know what would help, DSP? Maybe a neti pod.
What can I do, though?
Maybe medication.
It came out of nowhere. I had no symptoms, no problem.
This is what you do. You go to the fucking doctor. You go see an ear, nose, and throat doctor. You tell them what the fuck's wrong. They're going to scope your nose. They're going to see what's wrong. And they're going to give you medication. And they're going to give you instructions on how to use the medication. And after about a week or so, you're going to feel a lot better. But no, that's too difficult. You'd rather sit here and bitch and complain about low viewership and his drip.
Problems at all. And all of a sudden this morning it began right before I came in here for the first stream. I started sneezing. Like, oh, sneezing is bad.
Can't watch it.
And it's just, it persisted as I was trying to play Crimson Desert. I'm sitting here, my nose is like running. I'm like, oh, just stop. Very, very annoying, very disgusting. Am I excited for Directive 2080? I'm interested in it, of course. Anything from Supermassive, right? I believe this is the second season of the Dark Pictures anthology. They're actually doing a new season. Well, they call it season, but it's not really. It's going to be probably 4 more games, one every year, I would hope.
He's so slow, man. Jesus
No,
Christ,
I do not have a lucky item. No, I don't. What's up, Casanova? How you doing? What was dinner? We had
tacos,
dark meat chicken that was marinated in a
dark meat chicken.
Don't they call it adobo? I don't think so. I think they called it like carnitas, like a carnitas flavoring. And so we had.
He hurts my soul when he speaks Spanish. It's an insult. I mean, I don't speak Spanish well myself, but he just hurts my soul.
That chicken in these little mini taco shells that were flavored. One was like sriracha ranch, one was like jalapeno, and one was plain. And we had that with pico de gallo and a little bit of salsa verde. And I had a bunch of those, like 4 or 5 of those. That was dinner. They were little mini tacos.
Salsa verde. Okay? Jeez.
They were delicious. I know, carnitas is
urban
pork,
style chicken,
but they were claiming that it was supposed to be the flavor of, the seasoning you would put on carnitas, but it was on dark meat chicken instead, if that makes sense.
Dark meat chicken. Why does he need to highlight the difference? Yeah, I'm Spanish. It hurts my soul to hear him speak. Verde.
Yeah, we got these ones that were flavored that was really nice because we had, a few weeks ago, tried to do the same thing, but we tried to do it with these corn taco shells, and they just disintegrated. They just, fell right apart when we were trying to eat the taco. So we're not getting those again. So instead we got these, what are they called? Flour-based, but they were flavored, and they actually tasted really, really good.
Yeah, the urban style chicken.
Oh, man. My stupid nose. My nose is all raw. I blew so much today, so my nose is all raw on the bottom. I'm like, oh, I hate this feeling. I haven't had this in a very long time. Usually when I get a cold, if I get a cold, I never get
Bro, this is fucking every year, Phil. What are you talking about? When April comes around and the flowers bloom and the pollen kicks up and the mold, for him it's mold in the fall, and then in April it's always the pollen and all that. What are you talking about? Every single fucking year, Phil, I can go back to your videos every April, and it's the same nonsense. You're bitching and complaining about your allergies, and you do nothing about it. The one year you actually went to Bed Bath & Beyond when they were closing down and ended up buying a whole bunch of expired medication, nasal medication, which did nothing. All that, but not go to the doctor and actually get real medication.
Running nose constantly. It's very rare. I'll get congestion, but not like running nose. So this is weird. Maybe it is a cold. I don't know. The thing is, I don't feel run down in any other way but my nose right now.
Is it an urban style cold?
What's up, Willow? No, I have not tried a sinus rinse. Yeah, in fact, hold on 1 second. My nose, I tell you right now, it's running. Give me a sec.
Yeah, nothing like dead air, Phil. Jesus Christ, man. I think I cut this, by the way. This was longer than usual. I think I did split this one. Did I split it? I thought I did. No?
There we go. Am I playing Pragmata tomorrow? No, it doesn't come out tomorrow. Pragmata comes out on Friday. I looked it up. It doesn't come out until like 9-ish on Thursday night, so I'll play it as the daytime stream on Friday.
Yeah, do a neti pot, man. Neti pots work really good. A little bit of warm water, man. That shit clears your nose right out, and you're good to go.
No, I've never had Romanian food. No, I have not. Casanova asks, isn't it strange we'll get GTA 6 in November, but they've only shown 2 short trailers? All right, we're going to hope for more people. We don't even have 100 on YouTube yet. Hopefully we'll get about 150 at least before we start. I don't know what's going on tonight. Like I said, I like RimWorld, but I have felt like the last month we've been playing it, I keep noticing a decline in the amount of people who are showing up for it.
Yeah, by the way, he's going to hate that mouse PI game. I think he's going to quit that shit. And I don't think the Dents are going to support that. So I think he's definitely going to be quitting the mouse PI game.
Which obviously is a shame. You know, we did restart the run, and started a new one when we played it Sunday night, you know, on purpose, because people were saying they were pretty much bored with the last run. It was lasting too long. And I was like, okay, cool.
Gout PI.
What's the temperature in the office? I have no idea. It's got to be in the 70s. I turned down the air conditioner so that if it does get warmer, it'll turn on, because I had it kind of off earlier today.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy mouse PI. I'm gonna check it out. It looks interesting.
What's up, Spoons? Good evening. How you doing? Yeah, wow, the chats are quiet tonight. You guys are just not very active tonight.
Nightbot was holding it down, brother.
YouTube chat's nearly dead. I don't know what that's about.
Eve's complaining the whole fucking day.
Game, but man, you played it long enough now. People are going to lose interest. You know, I understand. I've been playing this since December 31st of last year, and I've really enjoyed it. It's gotten far more complex and challenging the further in we get, you know, and now we're doing a new colony with this vampire character, so that's going to be something different. We definitely have the variety of the biome now, because the new biome we're in is going to be cold, not hot, so that's a whole new can of worms to figure out. I don't know how to actually keep them warm. I'm not sure yet.
Build a fireplace? You fucking idiot.
Oh, man.
It's creeping up, by the way. I think he's at 107.
Are we waiting for a download? No, we're waiting for people to show up.
He's at 107, folks.
Here we are. Nearly ready to start. Normally, I would start within around 5 minutes. We only have 100 viewers on YouTube, so yeah, that's not a good start.
And playing it poorly. RimWorld doesn't look like a bad game. It's a little slow for my taste. It doesn't look like a bad game. It looks kind of interesting. But he makes everything so fucking boring. Now he's going to talk about his fucking his stress ball.
A magical black egg. Well, no, I've had this for many years. I got this many years ago when I was having...
You know, I'm done. Duty's calling it quits here. Duty's done. Duty's done. I'm sorry, folks. Anyway, yes, sadly, Sadly, DSP did not hit the goal for RimWorld. He did not hit the goal. He peaked at what? What did he make? $120 or something like that? Hey, Ludwig is here. Big ups to Ludwig. So yeah, you know what? I'm going to wrap it up. By the way, someone did super chat me earlier, and they said they wanted me to play a certain song, right? What was the song? Hold on a second. Let me go back and look at my super chats. Play Italian Life. Okay. You know what? Let's end it here, folks. This was a good stream. By the way, I will be streaming tomorrow. I do have a special stream for tomorrow. It should be pretty interesting. I'm not going to give any details, but it should be good. It should be really good. Definitely come check it out. I will be streaming tomorrow. And yeah, again, thank you guys for all the love and support. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for celebrating American style tax day with me and holding DSP accountable for his multiple scams. All right, let's see. Italian Life. Is that the one you want? Let's see. Italian Life. Italian Life. Here it is. Italian Life. All right, brother. This is for you, Wayne.
Now, what does the sugar do in the sauce?
Adds sweetness, adds a contrast. If you don't, it's all going to be tartness, and you won't have any.
It's going to be acidity from tomatoes.
Right. You'll have
and then spice.
Tart and it's acid and nothing else. All right. So now we got to stir all that in, and then we add our final ingredients, and then the meat.
This one's for all my baby girls.
Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian bills. Italian dark side flip. Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian chill. Italian can't give her a pill. I'm half kind of European mix. European style, Asian fusion style tips. Greasy hair. Pasta once a week. Authentic style, Asian fusion style, Italian. Guess what else we're gonna add?
What?
Sausage. Italian sausage. That's gonna go in here too.
I love sausage. I have had many varieties.
Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian bills. Italian dark side flip. Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian chill. Italian can't give her a pill. Why do you pretend to be Italian? I don't. I'm not full-blooded Italian. That'd be ridiculous for me to claim. I'm a quarter Italian. I am 1/4 Polish, and then I'm half kind of European mix.
All right, everyone. Big ups to everyone. You guys have a great day. Peace out.